Yo, is we live, man? What's the word? It's your boy Classic from Classic Live Show. Now check it out, man. Hey, if y'all new, hit that subscribe button. Soon as y'all join this live, hit that like, man. I'm trying to get to my first 100 subscribers now, what I'm saying? And hey, we just chilling right now. We just chilling. Have a discussion with the subs, see what's going on and everything, We got new music coming out. Got some new placements. Been all over the place, man. Just running around, handling business. Now I'm saying, and I'm liking where everything is going because right now we definitely in a situation where new things are on the way. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, if anybody want to pull up, let me put this link in the description real quick. Yeah, we got new stuff on the way. And one thing that kind of been holding me back, I was getting I was getting a lot of my sounds together, right? And that's one thing that can be like fucking. It can be really a pain in the neck. You feel me? Because you got to find these VSTs and where you loaded them up and all that stuff. So it's just like a lot of music terms. But yeah, I finally got that together to where now it's about to be on and cracking. And on top of that, it's like I'm linking up with some old friends that that definitely helped me on my way. And I got some new people too. So, you know, your net worth is connected to your network. So if you network with a lot of people that's on the same path of what you're trying to do, of course you're gonna come across some people that can actually help you as you can help them. So that's what it's really about. You feel me? It's about linking with other people that see the same vision that you see to where you can get to the next level. But most definitely though, man, it's a lot of stuff going on right now. Man, I'm like debating right now if I should head over to this spot in Hollywood, this lounge. But I think I'm about to work at the crib right now because honestly, I'm just getting my schedule together to where, I got multiple channels that I'm running at the same time simultaneously. And I don't want to be in a situation where I'm paying more attention to one channel than another. So I'm trying to evenly distribute like my work across multiple platforms and everything. So, you know, uh, it's a lot of stuff going on right now. Dang, oh, stop. That's what I forgot. Um, One second. I got to set this stuff up in the background real quick. Uh, 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 um. But yeah, though, hope all y'all having a good day. If y'all seeing it at nighttime, hopefully y'all enjoying y'all night. You know what I'm saying? Oh, snap. And see, that's the thing. I'll be missing some of my comments. I'll be missing some of my comments because I don't be logged into the right channel and stuff, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that be pulling up, man. I'm not gonna lie, 2026 is definitely the year of growth. No matter what you're doing, it's time to grow. Like Loki, that's what I'm about, really. Um, Wait, what's this? Wait, hold up. Yeah, this right here. What's that? Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to get my first 100 subscribers. I just started this page like a month ago, and I've been trying to be active as far as oh damn, trying to be active with as far as like the uploads and being consistent and everything. So alternate content, no. You know what I'm saying? All right, should definitely get pushed out now. But yeah, right now I'm just in a place to where I'm getting my crew together, shit, getting my friends together, and friends well, associates will come and go, but friends will stay forever and everything. So, I think the circle that I collected so far is pretty decent. And I have a room for, a couple of people, but it's not everybody. Cause man, man, the stuff that I see and how people be getting down, it will really shock you because uh it's a lot of people out there two-face it, man. So hey, you gotta stay prayed up and make sure your discernment is up on point. Hey D Love, what's the word with it? Hey, I'm here multitasking. Oh, for sure, for sure. Don't trip. Don't trip. This ain't nothing crazy. Just talking to the audience and everything, giving them a update of what's going on. Hopefully, like my mic sound cool. And yeah, I've been multitasking a lot of stuff too. So it's just like, man, at times it can be overwhelming, but that's why I'm putting my schedule together to where I'm having everything lined up to where, I have my specific days to where I'm working on Klasic Live. I have my specific days that I'm working on classic music. And I got a gaming channel that I'm about to start uploading more on. And I have another channel where I interview like different people on the street. And I've been letting that channel sit for a while. It's been gaining a lot of traction and stuff. It's to the point to where it's like halfway monetized. It got like 600 subscribers, and I know you need 1,000. I got the watch hour, so I just really need to finish up with the other stuff. But okay, yeah, the mic sound good for sure. Appreciate you, D Love, and hope you're having a wonderful day. I haven't talked to you in a couple of days, so hopefully everything is going good with you. But yeah, man, man, uh, man, I don't even want to say nothing about the stuff that I've seen, but it's like, yeah, man, people are low key, people are funny. And yeah, like you said, that's a fact. Stay prayed up because people are something else. And you know, I'm not the one to say that I'm perfect and everything, but I try to be level headed with a lot of stuff. And sometimes with being courageous, like I was saying this on the other live stream, like sometimes with being courageous, uh you gotta, put your chest up out there. You gotta step up first because other people don't have the courage to do it. And just me, I'm the type of person like either I'm just gonna disassociate myself altogether, or if I see something going wrong, I'm gonna speak up on it. And you might not like what I'm saying because I'm not going with the flow if somebody's lying or acting a funny type of way. Because I've seen people, you know, buy stuff for people and then turn around at like, oh man, I don't know why I'm doing this. And man, I think I need to stop doing this with people. So it's like, man, like that's kind of weird. And there's a lot of people that's weird. And there's a lot of people that do stuff for just the sake of trying to, act like they're a good person. But I like honestly, I'm really confused. Like, why would you do something for somebody and then complain about it behind the scene? you know. So it's just like, yeah, some people are just like on some funny shit. And I don't give a damn. Your mic is good. All right. Yep. I was just listening to your live from yesterday. I missed it. Oh, for sure, man. All good. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. But I appreciate it though. I hope all is well with you also. Yeah, everything is good with me. Honestly, I'm just like low key busy. And that's not a bad thing at all. But you kind of can get burnt out. Hey, what's up, RJ? Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, that's fraudulent behavior. Why do you have to advertise your good deeds? Yeah, and it's like I don't even know. Like they're not advertising it on a big scale of telling everybody like, oh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. But behind they'll do something, and then behind the scenes be on some. Oh, man, I'm tired of doing this for them. So it's like if you're tired of doing this, then why are you even doing it? You know. And I ain't gonna call that person out and shit like that, but they need that's up to them. If that's the type of friendship that you have with people and shit like that, I do not want to be associated at all. Because the thing at the end of the day, if they talking about other people like that, then you'll be a fool to think they're not talking about you. So yeah, I'm cool. And honestly, anything that I said behind somebody's back, I can say it to their face because it's something that I stand on. But the thing is, a lot of people don't have that courage. Like honestly, on some real shit, like you gotta not care to be in a situation where it's like, hey man, I don't care, win, lose, or draw. I might get beat up, but hey, I'm not gonna go out like no punk and let anybody say whatever it is to me. So, you know, that's crazy. Like the small thing of courage to speak up for stuff that when you see something wrong, a lot of people don't have that. So I guess like a lot of people go with the flow on shit to where it's like, honestly, that's not me. Said in the West, what's happening with it, bro? But yeah, like honestly, I've never been. I'm not no type of outspoken, super out there type of person that super turned up every time you see me. I'm to myself for the most part. But at the end of the day, if I see something going wrong, I got to speak up on it because at the end, it's like you're just as guilty as the other people that's on some fraudulent bullshit. So, you know, like people are weird. And before I actually like go off on somebody, I just take a step back. Unless I can do something to change how that person is, but people are gonna be who they are. So, you know, integrity, yeah. And that's what it is. I do have integrity. I do speak up for like righteous cause or the things that I deem as righteous. So, some people don't have integrity. They'll be doing stuff with people and then be talking behind them behind their back. It's like, damn, are y'all really friends? And you known this person for a long time, so you just now meeting me. So that's why I said, like, you'll be a fool to think that they're not talking about you. Oh yeah, hey, set in the West, man. I know he's supposed to lock in and go down to Hollywood and shit like that, but I'm going tomorrow for sure. I'm gonna have the homie with me. He's a musician also. So if you down to go for sure, no BS, no. If you down next Wednesday, let's link up and I'll tell old boy that I had like a +2 going on because I think I probably could bring like 3 or 4 people or whatever. But yeah, I don't think I thought I was gonna go down there, but I don't think I'm going, bro, because I got a studio session tomorrow. That's going to be in the AM. Wait, I'm tripping. Wait, what the? Today Tuesday. Oh, my homie sent me. Yeah, it's every Wednesday, right? Or is it every Tuesday? See, that's what I'm saying. I got so much shit going on. Uh, I ain't gonna lie, shit. If it's tomorrow, then I'm. If it's tomorrow, then I'll go then. Cause let me see. I got the text message right here. Uh, 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 um, nah, it's tonight. It's tonight. So yeah, it's every Tuesday basically. Wednesday tomorrow, that's the studio session I got. So yeah, it's Tuesday, bro. Yeah, I'm tripping. It's Tuesday, so yeah, I'm not going tonight, but next week Tuesday for sure I'll be down there, and I'm gonna bring somebody with me and stuff like that. So if you want to pull up, also just let me know so I can put you on the list and everything. But you know, and then I gotta talk to you also about like some music stuff or whatever, because I got some people that's looking for some material also. So like to be honest with y'all, man, it's like Kendrick Lamar producer Soundwave. I knew about Kendrick. Oh shit, what's up with it, Brian? What's the word? Can you play? Oh, okay, yeah. Probably not right now. I'll do it in a minute. And make sure you subscribe. But nah, Kendrick, music producer, Soundwave. Now, he got a couple of Grammys last night, or the night of the Grammys, so the night before last, right? And I used to work with him a long time ago and everything. And this is kind of like before Kendrick like really blew up like that. Soundwave grew up in Carson and everything. Shit. I had the Acura Legend while he was whooping that 350Z. Everybody wanted the 350Z back then. Little convertible, the T tops and all that stuff or whatever. So, I've been knowing him for a while, and seeing him receive Grammys, like that's crazy. And to be honest with you, doing music production, I never really thought about making like single records and records that's like that can win you an actual Grammy. And now that I'm thinking about that now, my time isn't too late because I still have the talent. I still have a lot of connections to, get me into certain places and everything. Man, bro, talking about the IROC Z, like, yeah, man, that's that Camaro stuff or whatever. But people had IROCs on their Camaros, and I don't think you put the IROCs on the 350Z though. But I never had my eyes set on that. And to be honest with you, that's what I'm on now. Like, congratulations to Soundwave, well deserved. Like, bro, been putting in this work for a long time. Like, we both started off using, like, I made Bonafide Hustler on a PlayStation video game. You feel me? And it was called MTV Music Generator. And that was like the first piece of equipment that I had. The first piece of equipment that I had was on a PlayStation video game, right? So I made Bonafide Hustler for Young Buck. And we was both like exchanging sounds and everything on the PlayStation, because that's how we was making our beats and everything. And just to see both of us starting off basically the same type of way to where he's winning Grammys and stuff now, that's very motivational. I've never been no hater to where it's like, oh my God, why like, no, he really deserved that. And even if I didn't know him like that, you got to give people their props for whatever they do. And I've never been a person that was jealous. I just look at certain situations that I use it for like inspiration, because at the end of the day, my whole philosophy is if they made it happen, why not me? I know I can do the same thing. So nothing is not impossible for me to conquer. If I set my mind to it, I'll make it happen. And that's on everything I love. It's nothing that I never wanted that I couldn't achieve like that. That I seriously went after. Wow, I remember Cass producing on PS. Yeah, man, that MTV Music Generator. And I got my first $5,000 check off of a video game. And it's been up since then. So yeah, I'm pretty humble about it. And I low-key try to help like whoever, like when I was, man, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I know how people act and how people treat you when you have a lot of shit popping. Because when I was making placements with 50 Cent and all that stuff, motherfuckers was on the Bozak. They was on the nuts. They was on the dick. Hey, Klasic. Hey, so I know how people operate when they see that you got shit going on compared to when they think you don't have stuff going on. So at the end of the day, I'm just digging back to my old roots. And I never been the type of person that always like popping in and shit like that. I really let a lot of my work speak for itself. But sometimes you do have to remind people. You have to remind. Sometimes, like I seen this thing on Instagram the other day. They were saying like sometimes you got to be disrespectful to people to let them know how respectful you've been to them. You feel me? Because if you constantly show them respect, they're gonna think they can get over on you. And that's when they see a whole nother side of you. So it's just like at the end of the day, I'm definitely getting to the point to where I'm like reactivating a lot of things that I've been about before. Like doing YouTube, I definitely like that. And I got enough people that support me and stuff to where I can show them. Like the crazy part about it, like going to New York and all these different states and stuff that I was doing that before, like that was way before like that was kind of like before like MySpace and all that shit or whatever. So I've been popping it. I've been doing a lot of stuff that a lot of people are just now getting on. So, you know, I guess I've just been distracted doing YouTube and all this other stuff. But seeing my homie Soundwave get a Grammy, and this is like his 8th Grammy, like I definitely want that title next to my Klasic brand, you know, Grammy nominated, Grammy award winning music producer. I produced a lot of records for some big people. So the next thing, other than start my own record label, I want to get some Grammys. Because it started off selling beats for $5,000, then it went to $10,000, and then it went to $20,000 to sell music, you know. And a lot of people think that it's easy. Hey Kita, a lot of people think that it's easy, but it's like if you got that talent, you know, why waste it? You know, and honestly, it's a lot of people, you know, people that's in my peer group that low key kind of, I wouldn't say it was jealous, but maybe low key kind of envious. Were you doing a pop or rapper? Hell no, Brian. What the hell are you talking about, man? No, it was a game called MTV Music Generator, and it was the first one, not the second one. But that was like my way into the game for like doing, you know, the record with Young Buck, Bonafide Hustler. And then, you know, that got me into the G Unit camp to where, you know, went to New York a couple times, went to their office that was in Manhattan and shit like that, you know, met 50, met Banks, Yayo, all those people a couple of times and shit like that. So, you know, no, I'm just telling everybody that low key, I kind of been distracted, and that's exactly what it is, Barber J. Like, I was cool with just getting songs that would be placed on an album, long as it make the album, that's cool. But now I'm striving higher than that. Like, if I don't get a Grammy, at least I could possibly get a song that's a single. And that's like my whole attitude and mindset before. Like, shit, I'll be out seeing whatever type of celebrity. Oh, that's so-and-so. Hey, let me walk. Hey, you know, my name is Klasic. You know, I did records for this person, that person, this person. To where the homie used to be like, man, like, how you get the courage to do that? Because shit, they people just like me. And you'll never know unless you try. So you right, Barber J. Definitely shoot for the sky. What they say, like shoot for the stars, you might land on the moon or something like that. You know, you really have to set your standards high. And I'm not gonna lie, I just been kind of distracted from not doing that. You gonna have haters. I had some in the mix, had to get them out the way. Yeah, and honestly, on some real shit, I was talking to the homie Corn Dog. I was telling him about some stuff that was going on recently, and he just said it flat out, like, "Oh, you got some fans, huh?" And I ain't thinking about that, but yeah, you know, if you got people that's low key copying down there everything that you're doing, yes, they definitely a fan of what you're doing. They admire what you're doing. They just don't know how to tell you, and it is what it is. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been popping shit for a long time. I just never really been the type of person that was always braggadocious. Like, shit, you see me wearing a mask, I'm always the type of person that be in a mix. I'll be in the mix, but you won't know exactly what I got going on. Corned off from the beat. No, the dude that was on he was on the stream the other day. But, you know, it is what it is. I do have a lot of stuff going on to where I'm really trying to focus and figure out how to make everything come together. like, the main channel that I have, classic music, I'm changing that format to where it's specifically for one thing. And this classic live show, I'm gonna just go live over here. And for those that catch it, they gonna catch it. But the ones that don't, they just gonna miss out and everything. But I gotta text the homie about that event tonight because I'm not gonna be able to make that. I gotta go to the studio tomorrow. But yeah, eventually I wanna I'll probably go live from the studio tomorrow. Like I'm gonna start doing a whole lot of different things on this live channel and shit. I might be the first. I might be doing what other people are doing, but put my own twist to it to where it's original to me. But it is what it is, bro. Like I'm just noticing like how a lot of people move, and I'm glad certain people showed me their true colors now. So when things start popping the way that it used to be, I know how to deal with it. And it is what it is. There's no hard feelings at all. It's just as they say, they lost. But yeah, man, I ain't really had no script. I ain't writing no notes down or whatever it is. I'm just going off the dome. Like I said, we talking about music placements, first 100 subscribers, and I'm here to run the numbers up. You feel me? So, I'm here. I'm getting my schedule together as far as me going live. And I think I already got it together, but how often do you think I should go live to where it's sufficient? What matters more to you? Quality or quantity? Because, you can go live all the time and stuff, but at the same time, if you're not really providing anything, it's kind of like, what's the point? So, yeah, unless y'all like chilling out and, popping it. And I'm gonna have more people pull up to the live stream also. Like I definitely want to converse with different people. Mostly it's gonna be people that do music. Man, I know like a little bit of everybody. I know music people. I know people that work that's actors and actresses and stuff. People that work in the adult film industry. Men and women. I know a little bit of everybody. To where I definitely need to start including and bringing them on my platform and shit, so they can kind of get acquainted to what I got going on over here. Because man, I've been doing this for a long time. What's happening with it? Hey, bro, could you turn the camera a little bit so where it could be like full screen?
You mean like what? Like this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just said let me get on here for a minute. I'll yeah. I said let me come through. Yeah, you were talking some interesting stuff. So if you want to start a label, bro, yeah, that's what time it is for real. We need real people that appreciate real music. You know what I mean? I was going in on the Grammys yesterday. I don't know if you saw that video. And then I was talking about a few things, but shout out to TDE because I'm not saying anything negative about them, but I was just saying as far as I thought Doechii, because she won. She won the Grammy, right?
Yeah, I believe
so. No, yeah. Wait, did she win one recently? I'm not sure. I think so. But the gist of what I'm saying is just about people that really come from the ground up, from the culture, and if they start a label, it's like, come on. There's a lot that you could present, a lot of real talent that will be presented if you started a label. So yeah, man, do that definitely.
Yeah, to be honest with you, the label stuff, not necessarily. Like, I know that's the next step because, well, the difference between being a rapper, you do kind of have a shelf life to where, at a certain age, people don't want to see you in front of the camera. But nowadays, with technology and everything, it's kind of like the age is kind of almost limitless. But, in a traditional sense, there's been a lot of times to where, once you start getting your stuff in with your music production, you do want to upgrade and become a label owner. But right now, my primary focus, and especially seeing, the homie Soundwave accomplish certain things like getting a Grammy. And it's not on anybody else, but I never really was in a mind frame of like, you know what, we need to make Grammy type of records. I was just good enough with making an album. Like, how hard it is to make placement on an album and stuff. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was cool enough for me. And some people will say that, man, that's all you need to do. But I got to get back hungry. Well, I am hungry for more success. And it's not necessarily the main part. I just have more goals that I want to accomplish, different things. So that's the next move, getting something that's worth a Grammy or getting an actual single, because I had a couple of songs on the radio, like on a beat with the Gorilla Black and some other people that, you get local success, but now it's time to get on some worldwide type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, no. That's what time it is. That's what it is. And stay creative. That's the main thing. You stay hungry for sure, but stay creative. I was laughing because you sitting there like you started out with the PS
PlayStation
two
1.
the PlayStation 1. I think I got shit. One of my first beats. Nah, not my first beats, because I started like really tampering and doing stuff production wise back in like '99, right?
Okay.
So they didn't have, I don't think they had the PlayStation generator thing until a couple of years later, but I was working off of acid loops and trying, like, they didn't have Fruity Loops. When I wanted to first start, there was no DAWs or none of that. It was Cubase, people, this old stuff, right? And
Yeah.
then somebody I knew was working with that PS thing, but I guess it was a good start because like I got to start from a different angle. Then I saw someone do a beat with the PS1 music generator, and then I started getting the whole Fruity Loops, and then boom, it just tampering with stuff. But did you hear about what's going on with Native Instruments?
What they suing, or they changing with the AI, or what's going on?
I think it's something about because I deal with Machine. Machine is Native Instruments. I think they're about to go under. It's like bankruptcy situation. So that's why I'm gonna get at you, because I was saying what I was saying about having a sound. I got a buddy. He got a studio. He got synth, and he has these modules. He got a bunch of old stuff, MoFat and all that. But it's kind of like the synths and the Native Instrument stuff, like the plugins or like that type of stuff. I think that they're like, will you be able to use them? That's the question. It's like, if you got something that you have to log in, a DAW that you have to log in, get online, use this, whatever, subscription, whatever. If that company goes out, what does that leave your production?
Yeah, that's true. And that's a good question to ask, because honestly, reasons it hasn't went anywhere for a long time. You don't really need to be online with it, but a lot of these VSTs like Contact and Native Instrument, Omnisphere, and all that other stuff. That is a good question. But the thing is, it's like, honestly, if I can make samples and loops and creative tracks off of a video game, then it's endless, bro. Like, it's very endless.
Yeah. No. I got you. I was just thinking about, because I am finna just restructure my whole little situation and just get back to it. And I'm like you, keep it low key. I produced some stuff the biggest thing I did was like something for the West Coast Woo. But shout out to Black Diamond. I produced his whole little project. I be producing stuff for like cats that I got like a really close relationship with. I really don't do industry, man. These motherfuckers, at least from my experience, and I'm looking at your experience, because your first one you got first place with Young Buck, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how that happened? I'm sure it was just like just shit. Tell me, how did it happen?
I made the record on PlayStation, right? At that time, I knew a rapper named Spitfire, and I was doing production for him, and I came across Bishop Lamont. And Bishop Lamont,
nice, yeah, that's the homie.
Yeah, before he signed the Aftermath, he he was doing his rounds and stuff like that. getting placements on what's that True Crimes, the video game, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
he was out there networking and everything, and I gave him I gave him a couple of beats, and he put together a beat CD, and I had like two beats on there on like a CD of like 22 records and stuff like that. And he met G Unit at the airport. And like 2 weeks later, I got a phone call. They were like, "Hey, did you make this beat?" And then they played it over the phone. I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah, yeah, that's me." So it's been up since there. So I really want to give shout out and praise to the homie Bishop Lamont for definitely putting me on to where I got my first placement.
That's what's
And
up.
how that went down. And that's the first thing I noticed too, because I got co-production credit on there, but I was basically the sole producer. So that's how. Now I was like what 17 or something at that time or whatever. So
Okay,
I really didn't know anything about the game, about splits, how everything went or whatever. So it could have went better, but those are learning experiences, and that's what I'm saying. So the first placement was that, and then I started working with other artists, and then the second major placement was with 50 Cent on the Curtis album, and they was
dope.
looking for records. Well, Shaw Money hit me up because they was looking for records for the new project, and that basically that's just how I got my foot in the door.
No, that's what's up. No, that's good. That's love. Yeah, shout out to B Lamont. That's the homie, man. That dude used to go down there with Lonzo back day and be spitting at a thing Lonzo did at his spot. So yeah, shout out to B Lamont. See, that's the thing. You get a hold of real dudes who could really help you out. I've had the adverse experience where people like that situation you had where somebody called you, somebody could easily stole that and say, "Oh, that's mine." You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm dead ass. Like, so yeah, you're in the right hands, bro. And I had a situation where it was just like the other way around. Fool tried to really go steal mine. I'm like, oh, bro, I produced that. I produced something, and they try to take the credit. So that really turned me off of industry, and I was like, stay on the underground or stay on the, that type of. But it is kind of. I ain't gonna say it's kind of whack to be underground. Um, but I mean, mainstream versus underground. Really is just about the exposure now.
I'm not gonna lie,
And
underground is low-key just as popular as mainstream kind of right now.
yeah, yeah. Now back when I was doing it underground, it was like it was considered real whack. It was not real whack, but it's like I don't know. It just depends on the level. Like you know, yeah, there's really no more underground, to be honest. That's what it is. Like that's really the underground hip hop, whatever they call it. That shit is not really in existence anymore. But I'm just saying, like I'll say non industry versus industry. You gotta take a call. I gotta get on the call in a
Yeah,
minute anyway.
yeah, and that's real talk. I gotta. I'll be right back in like 3-5 minutes and stuff. Like if you drop down and come back up, I appreciate it, bro. But let me take this
Yeah,
call real quick, and I'll be right
go
back.
ahead.
All right,
All
bet,
right.
bet, bet. I know everybody on the left. I know everybody on the left. What darnation? Darn. So what did I miss? What did I miss? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's about to be on and cracking. You feel me? Um, maybe you should format your days to specific topics. That's a good idea, but it's like the days that I should format it. I think I'm just going to format it to the days that I actually work on a specific channel. Like certain days I'm gonna have my live stream days. Certain days I'm gonna have, my classic music days. And you know, take it from there. Damn. I didn't even share it. Oh, okay, okay. See that? Hey, you a real one, D Love. You know what I'm saying? Still fixing this rule with this grade. Ooh. Hey, that sound fire though. Man, you got long nails and you can cook. Shit. What I missed though? I think that silly talent doesn't have an age, but I get it. Yeah, honestly, the music industry, literally, they don't want to see, no 50-year-old person out there. I'm on a trap and I rap and I'm, so it got to be age appropriate. But that only happens in hip hop. Every other genre, they let you grow old and gracefully and everything, but only with hip hop, people will trip and worry about your age and stuff. And I guess the only reason why they would do that is for the fact that, the subject matter certain artists talk about. It do look kind of odd when you like 60 years old talking about hoes. Like, kind of sound, Yeah, when unprofessional becomes the professional standard. Damn, that's a bar. And what were we talking about that happened? I do Big Mike cut up. Big Mike. Talking about Killer Mike. But yeah, man. And that's another thing. I'm finally getting together like my diet as far as what I'm putting in my body and everything. I had a super intense workout. Oh yeah, Killer Mike, he be on. Like politically, like he kind of be all over the place. One minute he's like left leaning, the next minute he's on some right leaning type stuff. So it's like politically, it's like I guess he moved like an independent, but Killer Mike is definitely up there. And he got that Grammy for that CD that he dropped recently. Yeah. You said what? Classic Gangsta got Flow Tuesday at 8 p.m. You know what? Yeah, you're going to be my first artist that's going to be up there, all right? I need you to get your 16 bars together. You don't have to have no hook, just 16 bars. I need that, all right? Thank you, brother. Thank you. I ain't gonna lie, man. I need to make you a moderator, bro. Hold up. Hold up, broski. You deserve it. But yeah, honestly, it's like eventually I'm gonna tell y'all the schedule so y'all be abreast of everything that's going on. But I'm definitely gonna do something like Monday. Brian needs sugar and he go, oh yeah, man. See, you remember how he is. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I think I was about to make a clip of what you said, Brian, when we was doing a live stream and we was talking about all the conspiracy theories and stuff. He was like, man, you know what they need to do when they was talking about the chicken? Like, man, they need to shut the cluck up. That was funny. That was funny. You're very witty, and that shit had me rolling when you said it, and then when I heard it on the playback, I'm like, this fool, like, how you be coming up with this stuff on the dot too, man? Like, you be having me rolling. Like, you know what they need to do with all these chickens? They need to shut the clock up. Like, what the? Like, who thinks of that? Where you at? Oh shoot! Hold up. Yeah, there you go, broski. You always be pulling up, showing your support and everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hey, man, get your wrench on, man. Get your wrench on, gang. But yeah, most definitely, I'm going to get my schedule together where I'm going live. I got those days together. Doing the other videos, I got that together. And then as far as like the classic the classic gaming, I'm going to figure out the schedule on that. That's kind of like whenever. Oh, you can't release this comment. What'd he say, man? Like, what the? I don't flow for them hoes, but those hoes show when they bend over and touch those toes. See, yeah, man. All right, I need like what, like 14 more bars. That's a good start, though. Sound like you about to rap on like you belong on Cash Money Records, bro. Get you on a Manny Fresh beat or something. Love, man, all day, man. Hey, and I ain't gonna lie, Barber J, you gonna be next too. Just keep showing up, keep being supportive the way that you are. You gonna get that wrench, gang. I think I'm gonna take somebody wrench too. I don't think I need everybody wrenched out because what? Because it's such your discretion. Man, you already know, man. Don't even trip. Like if you, man, just do what you do, D Love. Like that's what I'm saying. Like besides besides Brian, I've been, knowing him in real life and stuff. D Love, you've been rocking with me for years, so shit, do what you gotta do. I ain't tripping. Yeah, man. Hey, we need to get this channel monetized ASAP. But eventually we're gonna get there. Just like I had that conversation with the homie set in the West and stuff, talking about the music placements and everything. I need to chalk that up into a clip. Man, I like honestly on some real stuff, Barbara J, you really blessing me with your presence. Like that's all that really matters. You showing up. You better hit that like too. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. But no, honestly, like being consistent, pulling up, showing up, that means a lot, and that'll help me eventually get to where I'm trying to go. And yeah, I'm not asking for your dollars. Ain't none of that. But yeah, man, like I need to shop at that conversation that I had with, Wolf and make a video out of that. It's not that hard. The live stream is gonna make the content of its own. And when I have people pull up and we chat about different things, I can turn that into something. So invite guests. Yeah, salute to all the people that's watching on the different platforms and everything also too. Yeah, and if you want to pull up, just hit that link on the StreamYard for sure. Man, what the hell? Oh shit. Yeah. And I appreciate that, bro. Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like at first I had just one person pulling up, then it became two. And it's like now we averaging at least like 4 people pulling up. So, the more I'm consistent with the stream, the more I see that y'all pull up and show support. And eventually I'll get put in the algorithm to where it's gonna be a lot of people in here, and y'all having a easy time now being a mob, but then once it start rolling and we start popping, we're gonna come across a lot of haters, and we're gonna have to start getting them up out of there. But it is what it is. It's all good. Just enjoy what we got going on now. Yeah, for sure, D Love. Slowly but surely. You feel me? And persistence wears down resistance. And that's been my philosophy for like the longest. So, they may not fuck with it at the beginning, but they're gonna have no choice once they see everybody else messing with it. So, it is what it is. Man, for sure. Yeah, like Chang, man. Yeah, some young guy. My name is Lee Nine with a like what? Your name is what? Yeah, that was funny. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know who that is. Because I know it gotta be somebody I know. Oh, good. I figured it was a typo, so I was like, she'll type what she really mean. Keep pushing. Yeah, for sure, I will. All day. That's all I can do is just keep pushing. But yeah. What I was about to say? But damn, where did I leave off with the whole music production story? Because I know I mentioned the fact that, Bishop Lamont helped me get the situation where I started working with like G Unit and 50 Cent and everything. And honestly, on some funny stuff, the first person that gave me a music placement was somebody on the East Coast, you know. And then once I got that, then people from my hometown started messing with me. And it's funny like that. Like I low key kind of do believe like how Boosie was saying, like it be your own city. Like most rappers, get unalived in their own city and stuff because the city like low key kind of hate. And maybe that's because you're there the most or whatever. But yeah, like it seemed like your own city have to wait and see other people co-sign you before they jump on board, and that's kind of wild because like once they seen that I was doing stuff with 50 Cent and everything, then that's when everybody, oh hey man, I need to get 30 beats. I need you to do 60 beats for me all for free. Like what the fuck? Like, and that's the thing that low key turned me off with like doing music. Like the politics in the music game is crazy to where they're really on some high school, hey, if you mess with this person, then I can't mess with you type of stuff. And people, it's like maybe because like in hip hop you deal with a lot of people that come from like poor backgrounds, it be to the point to where they still had that mindset of gimme, 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 and don't worry about giving back. Like some people you come across and it's rare that they know how hard it is. They still appreciate the grind and the come up to the point to where it's like, hey man, you look out for me, I'll look out for you on some real homie type stuff. But a lot of people are very selfish, and that's in like hip hop genre. Because you go to the pop side in R&B and all that stuff, like they be sharing the splits. It isn't no crab in a barrel mentality to where oh, I can't let you get right here because then I need you. It's just a grip of bullshit. So yeah, man, it's wild, and that's one of the things that low-key kind of turned me off with like doing music because I like the love of the music production, not the politics that come with it. Jealousy has no bounds to sign to some people. So they shot at you instead of root for you. Yeah, hey, and that's real talk. And that's crazy. It's like maybe because they see you all the time, and it's like, oh yeah, he ain't nothing special. But then it takes an outsider to be like, nah, this person is talented. Let me work with them. And then everybody else start, hey, yeah, like that's the same thing I noticed with like certain females that I was dealing with. Like every time they notice, like I start getting some type of traction. Oh yeah, they wasn't messing with me then, but then hey big head, Hey, what you doing? How you been? I've been the same way like since you left. Ain't nothing changed with just the situation that's going on. So it's just like it really brings out a lot of the wrong emotions out of people. And that's something I had to learn how to deal with. I'll be honest, like I wasn't the best person to like pick up characteristic flaws and all that shit from different people, but now I know better because I ain't had nobody like I've been like basically I'll be the first generation person to accomplish a lot of the stuff that I accomplished. So of course I'm not gonna have the people around me to help like protect me from all the bullshit. It's like, I had to learn firsthand. Fair weather people, man, and that's real talk though. So many haters and snakes in the musical jungle. It's hard to be a lyrical Tarzan. Tarzan. Yeah, yeah. You getting ready for what, that Tuesday for the 16 bars? Yeah, man. But that's real though. Like honestly, on some real stuff, like coming across real people is rare. It's a lot of people that's basically selfish and they're in it for what they feel like they can gain from you. And that's what I kind of noticed with certain people that I thought was homeboys back in the day. Now that my name isn't popping as much with the music stuff, they feel like I'm disposable. But you got to show people. You got to show people. You got to, and honestly, on some real stuff, the I'm not that type of person. But what I've learned, once you become in position, no, you don't be mean to people and shit like that, because one, you can lose everything that you work hard for in a blink of an eye. And then two, you have to learn how to use the people that want to use you. And I'm not no person that's just going out there using people, but it's a dog eat dog world. And you really have to know how to operate amongst these other creatures, man, for real. It's the sugar. Oh, Lord. It's the sugar, man. Man, Brian, get ready to get the ones and twos. Yeah, man, Brian, he about to cut up now, man. This bro got the sugar popping and stuff, man. I don't know, man. Did I give bro the mod too fast? I don't know. I think he about to go off the edge real quick with it. But no, man, honestly, on some real stuff, like yeah, it is a jungle with this music stuff, and yeah, that's a fact. As quick as you got it, you can lose it. Yeah, so that's why I've never been. That's why I always and it's funny. Like it's cool. They may not have done the same thing for me, but I low key always try to look out for the people that whenever hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? Hey, who got this or who got that? I always try to be that plug person to help other people. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't operate the same way that you will operate. So as quick as you are to look out for somebody else, don't expect that back, because a lot of people aren't like that, and I learned that on my own. I seen quote unquote friends help other people in situations to where I would have thought like damn, I've been knowing you for years, how come you didn't look out for me? And sometimes I thought you already had it together, so I learned that that's a low-key little excuse that people use, so they don't have to fucking so they don't have to try to help or intervene or anything. Ryan Brains in the frame, so take a snapshot. And outside it at the hop. Brian, the lyrical miracle rapper over here, man. Yeah, nah, I think you capping. You're not done. I know you got way more bars to get used to. For sure, man. I had to learn. I had to learn that also, and with family too. Yeah, and that's one thing that I seen. I seen a post. I seen a post on Instagram that I retweeted about like separating yourself and cutting yourself off from friends and family. And we talked about this before, so you already know. It's just like I'm just at that point to where like I was told, like if somebody gave you acid that look like sugar or a poison that look like sugar, you're still going to pass away, even though they didn't mean to do it. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is you have to be careful of the people that you be around, because sometimes they may not be doing it on purpose. They're just poisoning you with their logic that had them fucked up in life. So you just have to really recognize where to get your information from. And sometimes it may not be from your family, you know, especially if they're not, I wouldn't say well off, but if they don't have the fruits to show you what they're talking about, then I don't think that's the best situation to listen to. But a lot of us, be brainwashed into, well, they're my cousin, they're my uncle, they're my auntie, they're my mom, they're my dad. But you have to really pay attention to what type of stuff that they're talking about. Some of the information that they give could be accurate, but then you'd have to question, it's like, okay, how come you didn't follow that same information that you're giving to me? But then when you have somebody that has the fruit to show what they're talking about, then it's more easier to listen to what they're talking about, because it's like, well, shit, they got this stuff together, so apparently what they're talking about must make sense. Personally, I'll switch continent to be away in the ocean is good enough distance. Dang. Hey, and that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes it may not be something that's forever, but me personally, I know I just need to take that break, because I'm not easily influenced. Or maybe I could be influenced by the wrong things. Let titles get to me to the point it's like, oh, this is your cousin, or this is your mom, this is your dad, this is your uncle, your auntie, or whatever. To where it's like, oh yeah, that's true. But you really have to think for your own self, honestly. So ain't nothing wrong with what you did. Like, at the end of the day, everybody else is going to put their self first. So why not put yourself first? Other people be selfish with their time and how they share information. So sometimes you have to be selfish yourself. Self-preservation is a must, especially if you're trying to get somewhere in life. And sometimes, some of us learn it sooner than later compared to other people. So, sometimes it's the people they are around influencing them to turn on you too. Yep. That's the numbers game. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's one thing I have noticed. Like, a lot of the times that when people brought some new information around and they was first to say it, they didn't have no audience around it. They was the first. So of course it's not going to be met with open arms. Sometimes, it's an uphill battle that you have to prove to certain people. But once you get old enough, you get to the point like, I ain't got shit to prove to nobody. This is what I think about whatever it is. I stand on it, and that's that. So I'm about to start walking this way. If you're going to walk with me, it's cool. If you're not, then I'll see you later. But sometimes we definitely have to make decisions on our own, because if we're basing everything off of somebody else, we will not get further than where they've gotten in life. Unless they give you some real good information that's going to set you up in the right situation, you're not going to be better than the previous copy, which is AKA our elders. Because sometimes just because they're older don't mean that they're wiser. And I learned that out also. Nice, Byron J. That's how you protect your peace. Yes. And that's real talk, D-Love. I never really understood the importance of peace. And once you get your peace, you're not going to trade that for nothing. For real. Indeed, D-Love. I'm protecting my peace, as you should. Because, man, that, like, it's crazy how a lot of these sayings that people say, like misery loves company and all that stuff, like, it sounds so cliche and like, oh, y'all heard it 1,000 times, but really pay attention to what it means. Once you get in a certain situation where you got your piece together, you got everything in order, it took you so long to establish all that stuff, the people that weren't around to make sure you achieve that type of stuff. And once you finally get it, they're going to do any and everything to take away from that. And that's when you got to be like, not today. You feel me? So, and that can go for anybody that's in your life. So it's just crazy. We all live in life and we all trying to learn. And well, not everybody trying to learn, but Get around the people that are trying to learn. I just lost someone close to my heart because of that. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Damn. Say that classic. Make decisions on your own. Think for yourself. Yes, and that's the thing, man. They be so quick to say, "Oh, us as black people, we're not a monolith" and all that stuff. But then you see a lot of us fall into the same mind frames and the mind patterns of unsuccessful people, to where where we're stuck. Ask me anything. I'm an open book. Your problem is you never got past the cover. Hey, where's the free advice? Hey, that's real talk, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's like I keep in contact with you, Brian, because if I ever needed anything to talk to you about, I know that you're there to listen, and I know that you give good advice. So like you're not one of the people that I feel like I'm tired of dealing with. Like most of the people that I feel that way are people that I've been knowing all these 30 plus years. And as you get older, you kind of start to think like, all right, well, I see why you are in a certain position in life because of how you think. And how you think is what you become. So if you think that you're a loser or you can't do certain things, that's what you become. And I ain't no damn loser. And I don't think like no damn loser. And I don't want to hear no loser mentality type of shit. So that's why I don't want to be around that. No matter who it is. Making peace around yourself help you get and stay grounded and focused on the future ahead. That's the only way to live with full fulfillment and happiness in the heart and soul. Hey, uh, real talk. Real talk. That's very true. And honestly, some of us don't understand that though. Some of us really don't understand that. People be walking around with false peace and all this stuff, man. Like, nah. Peace is very priceless. And once you get that, you'll be damned if you let somebody mess that up for you. And that's why it's just like I'm to the point like I do not want to hear that shit. I don't care who you are. You be my mom, my dad, my uncle, my auntie, my brother, my sister, just whoever you are. If you on that bullshit, please to the left. Like I don't know how it's coming on the camera because this your left, that left, or whatever. But you know what I'm saying though. I think it's this way. No, it's this way. So, ain't nobody, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Especially we see like I forgot what article that I was reading, but they were saying like this generation has the most black millionaires ever. But you still got that slave mentality of, oh, massa ain't gonna let me do this. Like, come on now. It's 2026. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so many things that I can say, like that Jim Crow hit very hard. And a lot of people still got that mentality. And a lot of my people need to wake up from that. They need to wake up from that mentality and they just start working together with others that's like us. Because there's people that get it and they're getting it. And then you get mad at them when they don't want to be around you and they move to the hills. Man, they never come back and support that because you got a certain type of mindset. And that certain type of mindset ain't going to get you anywhere. You feel me? You right? You feel me, bro?
Yeah, what are you talking about? What mindset? Slave mentality? Slave mentality mindset?
Yeah, man. Like I was just telling them, like, bro, this is 2026. We have the most black millionaires that there ever has been. So that whole I can't do anything mentality, that's for the birds, bro. There's a lot of opportunity out there that you can make something happen. It's just the fact that they already got you with your mind where you think that you can't do anything. Now, there are people that are, the R word that you're going to encounter. And that's going to be from every race. But at the same time, you got people like low key. I got some Jewish homies that be putting me on game and stuff. But
Okay.
if you had the mentality of, oh man, they all just devils and X, Y, and Z, you're not going to get anywhere.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's really is it's about the mindset right now, especially with what's going to happen with this country, because a lot of people are not peeping. Economically, there are going to be a bunch of changes, and they're estimating that like they're going to be over like what 1 million job losses this year. So a person who has the mindset of like, I'm a clerk or I'm a this, they like, they attach their whatever it is that they are to their job or whatever, however much money you got, you're that's your attachment, or you know what I mean. But the true freedom comes with like being able to create. So if you don't have a job, you still could get out here, not hustle. And I'm not talking about like Lyft and DoorDash. I'm talking about like create something out of nothing. And a lot of us, that has been bred out of us because we so dependent on other systems and jobs and this and that. So yeah, man, you do gotta have a boss mentality. You gotta have a God, not a God mentality. I would say God fueled. You just got to know God got you. You got to ask God to guide your steps, because if your mindset, just like what you're talking about mindset, bro. You're talking about people who have like a certain mindset, and what they say, what you think, thoughts become things. So a man, so a man thinketh, so he be. So you really got, especially now, man, people got to really get their mentality. They got to get their mind right.
Scarcity mindset versus mindset of abundance.
There you
Which
go.
one do you want?
There you
And
go.
I've seen a lot of people have that I can't, and haven't even tried.
Right.
So, that's what I'm saying. Is like this is a journey that sometimes I'm starting to understand that sometimes, man, this road might be lonely because you have to go against the grain. If you got to go for what you know, as they say. So a lot of times, if you're being a trendsetter, you're not going to have a lot of people follow you until they see the success of what you're doing. You
Right.
know, and sometimes they won't even want to follow. They're just like, hey, I see what you did, but hey, can I borrow this or can I get this? You know, they're
Right.
not even trying to fish with you. They're just trying to take the fish and come back for more whenever you go back out.
Yep.
So,
No, that's
it's
what
just
I was saying even earlier when you were talking about, having haters, and they could drag you down too, because a lot of times they'll hang around because they're hating, and they won't show their true intention. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, man, they'll bring you down, they'll bog you down too, and they'll feed you that scarcity mindset. Oh man, well, they the way they start talking, especially you pay attention to how people talk. Oh man, well, this ain't, it's like, when you say something, so be it. Oh, you get what I'm saying? So if
yep.
someone said, like, I think I had one of my family members said something, and I was just like, man, I'm not, and I've been rocking with him for years. I was just like, man, I'm not rocking with you just because of what you just said. Uh, people try to put that. I'll say they curse you. You know what I'm saying? And their mindset, they try to put it on you.
It's honestly the most dangerous thing that somebody can do is put that seed of doubt in my mind.
There you go.
And like you said, I don't know. I'd have to do more research, but how they say, like, words are curses and spells and stuff. It
Hmm.
can be to a certain degree,
To a
So
degree.
yeah, and I definitely don't want to be around somebody, like, because you do have to be cautious of, okay, how is this going to happen? You have to look at all scenarios. Like, all right, this can go wrong, this can go right,
Hmm.
this can go
Hmm.
wrong. If you
Hmm.
have the mindset of this is going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong, then eventually something's going to go wrong.
Right.
So that's why I just been on this journey by myself, basically, and I've been collectively coming around people that have the same mind frame, but I'm trying to build. I see I'm at a certain point in life to where it's like, all right, let me evaluate what I've done right. Okay, let me
Right.
evaluate what I've done wrong.
There
Okay,
you
I can
go.
do this better. I can do this different. This is working for me. Let me continue with that and better what I have going on. And
Right.
I'm just like resetting everything. So I know I'm not a perfect person, but I'm striving for perfection. So there's
There you
always
go.
going to be something that you can work towards to be better. And that's why I was asking you the other day. Well, like the pills and vitamins and stuff, because
Yeah.
what we put in our body will prepare us. Like proper preparation prevent piss poor performance.
There you
So
go.
if you prepare yourself properly, there's no way that you're gonna run short. Like we're gonna have losses, but a lot of times people the first loss that they have is not even trying.
Yeah.
So I'm just an open book, an open mind. I'm inquisitive, and I know I don't know everything, and I'm trying to get around other people that know stuff that I don't know, to where
Yeah.
the stuff that I do know I can share to them.
There you go. See that's there's nothing wrong with being honest. That's part of true growth, where you're honest about your where you grown or where you the lack of where the lack of growth in certain areas. So and it's important to have the right people around you that's not going to be yes man, because when you're doing some bullish, they just, oh yeah, yes man, yes man. No, no, no. They like, yeah, I value people who are around me and they pull me to the side, man. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Like I was telling Jag some time back. Um, hold on. I was saying I had a homie. Shout out to the homie, Mix Masters. What was his name? Mix Master Mike. Um, Mix Master Cash. My boy Mike. You probably, I don't know if you know him. He from Gardena. Uh, but we went to school together and doing the music stuff, man. And as I was learning, because it took me years to just really get, the just because I didn't go to school. I was in like band classes, music class for writing music, playing music, stuff like that. But as far as engineering, I didn't go for that. I had to learn it on my own, and I was doing just whatever. My boy pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, man," and you know how artists are, man. Artists, they can be sensitive as far as like you tell them something, hey, that shit whack. You can't just be like, oh man, that shit whack. It's a certain way you got to say it. No, for
Yeah.
real. So my boy pulled me to the side and was just like, yeah, man, you got to get your mixes down, Pat. A lot of your shit don't got no bass, ain't got this, it ain't got that, it ain't mixed. It basically was just telling me about my EQing. And I was like, you know what, you right. And I didn't take it as like, oh, this nigga hating because I got this. He was right. He was just like, yeah, man, you if you listen to other people's stuff and then you play your stuff, the bass, if it's too distorted or if it's too low, like, so it may be, and the funny thing is around that same year, I started meeting other producers who sonically understood and kind of helped me get where I needed to get. And yeah, you got to be around people that's going to really tell you the real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like don't just look for people that's going to coddle your your comfortability, cuz if you're comfortable, you're not going to grow.
Yep. And lately, I came across somebody that really put it on my mind as far as you have to get uncomfortable to basically get comfortable. So
Yeah.
definitely been in a situation where I'm uncomfortable. So now I'm looking for answers to change. And it's very important not to have, like you said, yes man around you, because shit, we don't know everything. All we don't know everything. So we might be wrong on a couple of things. And it's really not what you say, it's how you say it. Hey bro,
Yeah.
you slipping on this, you need to tighten up on X, Y, and Z, so
Yep.
it really is the delivery, because the same way how you have to be willing to accept constructive criticism, but then at the same time, the person have to deliver the message properly also,
Right.
because
Right.
the same way how the guy was coming across, it could have been like you could have took it as hate because of the way how he presented it. Oh man, this shit sounds terrible, or whatever it
Right, right,
is.
right.
But the way how he presented it to you is like, all right, yeah, for sure. This came from a place of love, a place of trying to enlighten. So yeah, there's no
Right.
way to take it the wrong way. So yeah, man, like you're really right about that situation.
Yep.
Um, I'm trying to think. I see a couple of comments over here that I'm kind of behind on. So let me See if we can talk about something like that. Um. Okay, Brian said I do everything but quantum physics. All right, what you talking about, bro? Barbara J from D Love. Uh, I cross the water except I don't do planes. Wait, all right, I'm kind of lost. Yet they still got
Are they
that
talking about
mentality.
visiting each other? What are they talking about?
I don't know on that. D Love's talking about the mentality.
Oh,
Seriously,
okay.
who knows what to do with 40 acres and a mule? Um, I'm
I know what
telling
to
you,
do with
everybody, huh?
it.
You
I
said
said I
what,
know what to
bro?
do with it. I said
Oh,
I
hey,
know what
that's
to
what I'm
do with it.
saying. It ain't gonna be like that Dave Chappelle skit for everybody. They ain't gonna be pulling up on 30s and all that other stuff. You're gonna have some people that know what to do with it, and I think that's why they scared of that, bro. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Barbara J said, "Welcome back, Odell." Uh, Brian said, "Just a thought." D Love always have a trade or two. Yeah, that's talking about the skills and how people gonna.
yeah.
What made you say that a lot of people gonna lose their job to what, AI or what?
It ain't even look. It ain't about AI. It's really about certain people that got money. I'm gonna give you an example. Vlad. I don't like to talk about that. Uh, Possible agent motherfucker. Right? He hired like 6 people just to do his captions for his videos years
Yeah,
back. You know, he had them working 30, 40, 50 a K a year or something. Chat GTP came about. He fired 5 and kept 1. And they just used Chat GTP to do all his like, captions and descriptions and stuff like that. So it's people with money that are going to lay off a bunch of people. It ain't just the chat G or just the AI. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm really look. I just went and did a job at someone's house. He works for the city or the county, and he's using Chat GTP. He's probably
oh,
got a few people underneath him, but then he's doing majority of the like it's a process. He's doing the process and stuff with Chat GTP, and you could imagine when it comes down, because what's going to happen is Trump's going to be cutting a lot of the funding for a lot of these governments, jobs, stuff like that. So a lot of these people underneath his job, he'll probably be fine. But he got 8 or 9 people underneath him. He'll probably cut 3 or 4 because they're going to shrink the government. And then just like I said, private individuals that got money, they're like they're not in the business of really. You're supposed to employ people. That's what you're supposed to do for the most part, to try to contribute to society. But the way this economy is going, it's not about to be like that where it was years ago, man. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not throwing fear. I'm not pumping fear. I'm just talking reality. Like on my other channel, which I got to get back going, I was encouraging people. If you in LA, you can always get you a garden, you get you a spot that got a backyard where you could grow food, and not to be on again, not to be even on some scarcity shit there. But it was kind of like shit. If I got a mango tree over here and an avocado tree, and the homie got oranges down the street, and the whole everybody on the block is like trading up, like, oh yeah, let me get some of the mango, let me get some of them. I mean, you saving money, number one,
man.
but then it's also a community thing where you could be like, y'all could be teaching about horticulture, y'all could be teaching each other about like non-pesticides, because we were talking about that over the phone. I was telling you about the pesticides and stuff. Yeah, man, like things are going to just be different, and we got to be more communal, and we got to start looking out for each other. But, a lot of assholes don't look out I ain't looking out for no assholes, no punks. You know what I'm saying? But, but real good people will find each other, and we're going to look out for each other. But yeah, the economics is about to change. And yeah, they are forecasting that's about to be 1 million jobs, like gutted, removed.
That's crazy, and I definitely agree with you because that definitely will bring the community together. Do you think that's like how the atmosphere was going on, like in what the 20s and the 30s when we had Black Wall Street popping?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the problem with Black Wall Street though, they didn't have a military. Like real
Hey,
talk, they had
I ain't thinking about
everything
that, but
but a
that's real
military.
talk though. Yeah, because the Black Panthers they came around what the 50s or the
The
60s or
'60s,
so.
yeah,
Okay,
'60s.
yeah. If we
No,
had
no
some
one.
type of
Look,
huh?
no. I was just saying, Tulsa, Oklahoma. They had everything. They were self sufficient, and yeah, the U.S. government didn't like that. They bombed them. That's why Gap Band. Charlie Wilson got that song. You dropped the bomb on me. You talking about the Tulsa, Oklahoma? That was the first time uh, the U.S. bombed its own citizens. Um, so they had everything but a military.
Hey, that's a gem that you dropped on me. I know the song, but I didn't know the story behind that.
Yeah, I didn't figure it out till years later. I love that joint. That song is so funky. It's like
That song is
that
fire.
song is fire, right? And then you like, wait, what? You listen to the lyrics. You dropped a bomb on me, baby. They talking about the United States government dropping a bomb on Tulsa.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. Hey, y'all do your research, man. Hey, for real, that's a gem right there. I had no idea.
yeah.
That's wild.
But no, they were getting it together in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But yeah, that was the only thing. They were so jealous of that side of town having all like just having it popping, and it was all about I won't say recycling dollars. It was about, what's the word I'm looking for? Claude Anderson talks about it, just how our money in 6 hours leaves our community in 6 hours, where
Oh,
other
of
people,
course.
their money stays within their community 24 hours, 48 hours, a month. But yeah, that's just, yeah, our they got us by design for our, just we got, because we don't produce nothing. So we got to
And,
give our money to somebody else.
and that's crazy because recently they had this the Target boycott with Jamal Bryant.
Yeah.
And on one end, he was flexing, saying like, we got a spending power of $1 billion or $2 billion.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then on
yeah.
the other side, it's like, all right, if we got that much spending power, why are we not using it for the right resources or anything?
Right. I say the first thing to do is don't buy don't buy nothing. Like we really could show, and we really need to be on the movement. Like especially the way the economy is now. You ain't got to be like lack mindset or greedy or stingy. Like don't buy nothing. Like that'll show a lot of these like for real. Because look, I think you were talking about investments the other day.
Yeah.
And most people, if they invest in something, they usually consume it. Like Coca-Cola. I know there was a community, I forget which community, but they invested in Coca-Cola and they made sure it was promoted. They made sure they drank it. They supported Coca-Cola. If you're not really, if we're not in this business of like, we don't support this organization, or if this, it's like if it's not a mutual benefit for the black community or hip hop community, don't support them. Don't buy nothing. I guarantee if we start that, like how they had it with the bus boycott. The buses were not being used for a year. People were walking. They didn't care for a year. That bus company was like, you know what? This is some bullshit. And they don't talk about that. They talk about Rosa Parks and they talk about Martin Luther King and all that or whatever, but they don't talk about the economic effect that really happened when they just said, you know what, we ain't buying up, we ain't supporting this bus company. And it was a year. People were walking, people, were carpooling. They didn't support that bus company for a year.
Yeah. You definitely make them start changing their mind and thinking when you start affecting their pockets. And that's the first
Exactly.
that's one thing them other people know to do. Yeah, go ahead, punch me, do whatever it is, because I'll sue you. And once they sue you,
Exactly.
it's over for you. So you got to know to cripple somebody, get to them financially, and that will make a
Exactly.
whole world of a difference. So you ain't
Yep.
lying on that, bro, at all.
Yeah. Now we got to change our mindset on attention. Like if you are a man, number one, don't don't waste your time, attention, uh energy on something that ain't really, like it's not for you. That's like going out with a chick and she just being disrespectful, being on the phone and all kind of like why would you spend money or even time or energy or entertainment entertaining that? You know what I'm saying? So as a community, we gotta be like that. We gotta be like, I'm not finna give energy to them or money to them, and we really got to get on that though, for real.
But honestly, that will bring shame back, and a lot of people don't want to be shamed for what they're doing. It's like within our community, it's basically like a free for all. And if you say anything about it, then we're gonna go. It's a numbers game. We're gonna gang up on you because you're speaking out against what a lot of us do, and that's making us feel uncomfortable. But that's what needs to happen, though.
Yeah, you got to bring back shame. We got to bring back shame, and we got to change the game. How about that?
Hey, that's real talk, man. Let me see about some of these other comments. I think we left off. We'll always have a trade or two. D-Love said, Brian, I do, and I'm going to do it, grow food. Yeah, we do. Like you said, we need to start growing our own.
Mm-hmm.
Brian said, D-Love, that's always a ship cruising. Huh. Uh, WB. All right. I'll get in a boat, but not a plane. And I'm talking about to leave the States. I'm in for the permanent. Man, yeah, I don't know about leaving the States though. Well, there you go. Yep, classic music 100. They are. D-Love said, and pay attention to the advice you're giving and who is coming from. Some people don't want you to have anything. Yeah. And that's why I was saying earlier, like sometimes people will be giving you advice only from the knowledge of what they have. So they could be doing it with love, but it could be some ignorant stuff to where it be leading you in the wrong direction. So you definitely have to watch who you're getting the advice from. Basically, look at the fruit that they.
Women do that all the time. You got women that take advice, married women taking advice from single women. That's the worst thing you could do. She ain't got no man. You got to make that man do bop 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 bop, and next thing she ain't got no man, and men ain't coming like buses like how they used to these women. You know what I'm saying? Like every 5 minutes it's a new bus. Nah, yeah, you're right. You got to take advantage of. You got to be mindful of where you getting the information from, for real.
Yeah, that's real talk. What you don't know is an opportunity to get to know. Yeah, that's real talk. I should start writing fortune cookies. This fool is stupid. What you don't know is an opportunity to learn and grow. Very true. She said, I said that because Barbara J said she crossed the ocean. So I said I would, but I don't go planes. Okay, for sure. Yeah, Barbara J was telling us how she left from where she is at to where she's at now, just to get a peace of mind, away from family and everything.
Barbara J is in Canada. Where is she originally from?
Yeah, that's a good question. Hey, Barbara J, where is you originally from? Class of like 20 minutes behind.
We ain't trying to dox you either, Or yeah, well, yeah.
Wait, Classic so ahead of us. We're behind in the comments. You're stupid, Brian. You're stupid. This dude, my bad. I'll be better on the comments, man. That's what I'm trying to do. Said in Westboro food. Yeah, Brian. I see so many fruit trees loaded down with fruit with just go to waste. Yeah, that's real talk.
Hey, you from LA?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If anything, you'll see the Hispanic people coming by. They'll be walking by, picking stuff off of people's fruit that they don't even know, but they'll be using it though. So,
you from LA? Do you remember? You know about loquats, right?
Yeah. Hey, those are there's like the little red ones, right?
No. They're like they're orange and they have them big brown seeds in the middle. Like they have multiple and they're real sweet.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, like I guess orange, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're red. Well, no, I wouldn't say red. I would say they wouldn't turn red. They're like orange basically. But long story short, they started cutting down a lot of them in LA because we used to just walk down the street, you get them and eat them. Of course, you didn't want to get them straight off the tree because you rinse them, you clean them basically. But they were just there because there used to be a lot of groves out here. That plant or that fruit, that tree, the seeds basically that it carries a lot of selenium, and selenium is a cancer fighting mineral. and they systematically got rid of them shits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Like when you really start paying attention, even like certain fruits and certain stuff, they selenium is you'll find a lot of selenium in what do they call them? Brazilian nuts, I think. Oh shit, my
Okay.
phone dying. But yeah. They systematically got rid of them trees. You only can find so many of them trees. Like you don't find them as plentiful like you used to.
Yeah, and they taste good too. And they had like a big ass seed in the middle though too. But like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I believe what you're saying with them systematically getting them out of there too. Especially if
Yeah.
they have good benefits and stuff.
Yep. Yep. Let me
Yeah.
let me tap out for a second. My battery dying. Let me plug up. I'll if you back on in a minute, I'll be here.
All right, for sure. Yeah. I'll probably be here for like, the 2 hour mark. So if you pull back up, I will be here, Brody. There's nothing more terrifying than a black man doing research and learning. Hey, that's real talk, man. And that's the thing that they don't want us doing. I've been saying for years we need effective boycotts. Hey, that's real talk, man. Like, it's funny how, we like look, as much as the dysfunction that we have in our community, we do have our points to where we do say enough is enough, and then we'll get together and make stuff happen. But it seems like we only do that when somebody, some type of figure is forcing us to do that. We really need to be on that. Um, Golden, what's the word with it? What's the word with it? Hey, Golden. Yeah. Poland, damn, that's what's up, man. Living in Canada. Uh, my aunt moved there 40 years ago, and I went for a wedding when I was 19. To and never went back. Best hardest decision ever. That's dope. I wonder, like, how was it in Poland? Especially like, how's the weather? It seemed like that's like a cold place. Guavas, kumquats, and blackberries. Yeah, man. Selenium is great for heart health. Also, oh, that's fire. But yeah, man, I remember that. Like around the corner, it was a school. It was a school that had a grip of those, and me and the homie used to pick them and like eat a couple of them and stuff like that. But they were very sweet and they taste good. But I didn't know that they actually had like good health benefits and health properties and stuff, man. And that's crazy though. Oh yeah, and here's the link for anybody that want to pull up, man. If y'all want to pull up and also there's two chats going on. There's one that's a vertical chat, and then there's another chat that's like full screen. If you want to pull up on the stream, you're gonna have to go to the full screen chat and click the link from there. For some reason, like on the vertical stream, it's not clickable. So if you want to pull up, man, I'm saying do what you do. Okay. My bad, y'all. I'm responding to some text messages. Man, I think I'm about to get some more tattoos, man. I'm about to get this arm fully done, finish up this arm, get some more and all this other stuff. But yeah, I'm about to get some more tattoos. Poland has all 4 seasons, so moderate weather. Where I live now, I have winter for 6 months. Damn, 20. Living in Poland, very religious and traditional, and now the war, so no thanks. Oh, snap. Yeah. So, Barbara J, do you have like an accent? Uh, my grandma Backyard was a virtual fruit garden, beds, passion fruit, blackberries, strawberries, and dang, that's what's up though. My father officially told not to return to my country because he wants to say, yeah, yeah. Oh, yep. I'm glad you're there safe, Barbara J. Safe for the siblings. Yeah. Apparently, I sound French. What? That's dope. Yeah, we're gonna have to get you up on the panel one day, man. That's cool. That's dope, right? Yeah, man, that's crazy. She's been and had all type of stuff back there. You feel me? Like, sheesh. Man, I finished watching that video with that lady, and she was talking about like the protesting and everything, and why she left the left or whatever. That was a good video. If y'all didn't see it, man. Now I'm saying y'all missed out. Y'all missed out big time, and I don't think y'all want to see it, or do y'all want to see it? Yeah, type one in the chat if y'all want to see that video. We was talking about the lady. She was talking about how everything is going on. And Brian talking about bonjour. Oh shit. Dude, I take over the straight Russian accent. Hey, I like Russian accents and all that, man. That's crazy. I might come up, but I'm a bit shy. Man, don't be shy. Hey, Brian, a fool though. Bonjour, mon chéri. Like, oh shit. That's crazy. One, you want to see it, D Love? And I gotta find a video, but man, there's so much stuff been going on with oh yeah, I can't speak that. What she say to you? Oh man. And you want to see it, D Love? The thing is, I think the video is probably like what? Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, we'll pop it. We'll pop it. You know what I mean? I think we had a pretty good conversation. What to do if you eat ginger regularly? Of course. Wait, is it over here? Is it over here? Man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been making some. I gotta make some more clips. Go on a tree. What the? What the? What the hell? Let me switch. That's funny. I'm still tripping off of that. You got a French accent, and I would run bonjour. Ryan is a complete fool. All right, let me see. I know I need to make a do a live stream. I mean, not a live stream, make a video for my main channel too. I think I found a video, y'all. And the lady, she was like, she was popping it though too. And I don't think I'm gonna have any type of I'm just gonna, pause it for the commentary that I need. Hey, Brian off that good sugar. That good sugar and alcohol. Damn, where is the video? Man, come on. Oh, bet. All right. We got action. Lights, camera, action. Here's a good reaction. Hey, man, it's about to go up this year for sure. 2026. Oh, for sure, for sure. All right, hey, I appreciate you pulling up though, Barbara J. Anytime, man. Anytime. Oh shoot, shucks. Suffering succotash. Here we go. Share screen. Is it this one? Okay, it's this one. Bet. What it do? What it do? Is it this one? Is it like that? Yeah, I think that's that. I need a brush up on my French. A French toast, French roast, and French kissing. I'm done with you, bro. I'm done with you. Hey, yeah, this is a video from the mirror critically reflecting the left. And this video is to my leftist friends. Would you die for a lie? Ice the left and manufactured martyrs. Hey, man. Come on, Brian. Don't make me jealous, bro. Don't make me jealous, bro.
Sweet. Here's the thing that I need for protesters and everyone to start realizing. Okay, we're at war. The protests are over. There's no more protests. This is combat now.
Kill for he shot her because she was queer. You can see so clearly. I didn't think that it was like that before, but you see the footage. He shot her because she was queer, and you voted for this.
Hey, first of all, I didn't vote for that, and second of all, she didn't get shot because of that. We all know that. Like, come on now.
If they told you to jump off a cliff, would
you see that, D-Love? You see how my brother just be trying to come and mack all the honeys? Like, man, come on, Brian.
Hey, white people, you need to start being armed during the protest. Serious. What?
Now, this dude saying white people need to be armed during a protest, and Alex was armed. And we see what happened with that. Like, to be honest with you, like, as they say, violence begets violence, and it's just gonna make the situation that much worse.
What happened to Renee Good would not have happened if every white person in that crowd around them had a rifle on their back.
Show up, ready to go. Okay, no, not talking about peaceful protests anymore. We're not talking about having polite conversations anymore. Welcome to America 2026, where Second Amendment is the only thing that's going to keep you protected from literal Nazi gunmen that are killing innocent people in the street with impunity. This is not a joke. There's nothing fun to chant about it. Get your guns and stop these people.
open your eyes.
When I finally stepped out of the world of left-wing activism, it felt a lot like waking up from an artificial reality.
Man, says somebody who will not be out there protesting, get armed. Hey, and the crazy part about it is, in some of these clips that we've seen of what's going on, they will claim that that's like a peaceful protest, and that's far from being peaceful.
One that only held together as long as you didn't look at it too closely. It all felt so real to me, though. I believed every narrative, I felt every outrage. And when something didn't add up, I told myself the white lies didn't hurt anyone. We were working towards liberation, so the little cracks didn't matter. I know that adrenaline of outrage and moral certainty, and I also know the feeling of being dead wrong, which is why I'm speaking directly to the people I used to march with in 2020, the ones who likely feel that same pull again. Because what's playing out in Minneapolis looks eerily familiar. 2 protesters are gone, and armchair experts are already litigating their death videos, and people are being swept back into the mindset that consumed us years ago. So,
yeah, I want to know why the wife wasn't arrested, because she was in their face outside of the car. To be honest with you, like, what did she do that was arrest worthy? I know she told her wife to drive. I don't know if you can say that she was actually obstructing anything, like obstructing the investigation. So it's like, she instigated something, but I don't think you can get arrested for that. So, that's possibly why.
I'm not here to debate the shootings. What matters to me is a question no one seems to be asking my old friends on the left. Are you really willing to die for a lie?
The Trump administration is going all in to root out fraud. Vice President J.D. Vance announced a new federal task force, which...
Bro said a call to arms is just an excuse to rob someone of their dignity and life. Now you saying that like for that guy to call people to arms and everything, like it's crazy how some of these people are just saying like, oh yeah, we need to go out there and pew pew some of these people. Like, that's not going to fix anything. And second of all, you're not going to be that person that's going out there doing that. You're going to be telling other people to do that. Like, I've recently seen damn, what's that Puerto Rican dude that was do the right thing cast. He was in Do the Right Thing. He was in this guy right here, this dude, very good actor. He was in Breaking Bad and a lot of other things. But this dude's out there talking about he's out there talking about, hey, yo, it's about to be a revolution and we need to go out there and do X, Y, and Z. It's like, dude, you're not going to go out there. So you're basically hyping these people up to basically get executed. Like, and that's crazy because it's like, why would you hype people up and you're not going to be somebody that's out there on the front lines? Yes. Okay, yeah, man, that's crazy. If you're Goofy and Follow, oh, I remember him. Yeah, man, like, very dope actor. But that's another thing. We shouldn't be listening to actors, entertainers, sports people for like political advice because they really don't know what they're talking about. And they're just, saying whatever narrative because they're getting sponsored or paid by a particular group, And one thing I do notice that the industry is basically kind of left leaning. Like, they're cool with all this girl on girl, guy on guy type of stuff, like all this different type of aesthetic. Because you seen it at the Grammys, they was talking about Ice Out and all this other stuff. And at the end of the day, how all this stuff is going on with immigration, I think is kind of messy. But then at the same time, we do need migrants here. We do need immigrants here. America was basically brought up on immigrants. Like, they use a lot of immigrants, but there's a certain limit, and it's a certain way how things are done. I was talking to somebody recently, and I was asking them, I was like, so what do you think is the purpose for them letting in millions of not even Hispanic, just millions of immigrants? A lot of the population was Hispanic, but I do believe that they're letting them in to replace the black vote. And the person I was talking to is like, oh, no, I don't think so. But I really think it's that, because they've had us as black people voting for them since the 60s and the 50s. And like, they don't want to mention how they were saying what Lyndon B. Johnson was talking about. Oh, we're going to have them voting Democrat. We're going to have them N-words voting Democrat for all these years. And the only thing that they really done for black people like that was giving us the right of being counted as humans. Affirmative action, that wasn't just specifically for black people. DEI, that isn't something specifically for black people. And if you really want to talk about it, with DEI, people that's transgender and everything else will get more priority over black people. So it's like, well, if you're black, but if you're black and queer, that's cool. That because they talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. So if you don't have a transgender person that's a boss at a particular job, they might be more, from what I'm seeing, they will be more inclined to get that position other than other people. But a lot of black people, oh, it's black people, it's black people, it's about black people. No, diversity isn't only limited to black people. Equality or equity, that isn't only limited to black people. And then inclusion, that's not limited to black people. But you know, sometimes we be the main people that be so quick to displace us in a situation where we wonder how we get disenfranchised. But a lot of people be so pro, oh well, yeah, you know, everybody's equal, but we'll be the main people getting pushed to the back, and they haven't even done us right properly. You know, a couple of Asian people had a situation where they got beat up at a couple of beauty supplies. Next thing you know, they pushing stop Asian hate and everything. They're getting money for different things, but we're still fighting for what they did to us during slavery. So, you know, it's very deep. It's a very deep topic to talk about, but you know, it takes a level-headed person to talk about it, because as soon as you start talking about it, a lot of people want to start calling names, and I'm not with the name calling stuff. Like, we can agree to disagree. You remember him, right? Anyone remember that kid went to the riots armed with the AR-15 looking for a reason to shoot someone? You talking about Kyle Rittenhouse? If that's the same person you talking about. And honestly, you know, we had the right to bear arms and stuff, but I think he was underage. And you know, the reason why he went over there, that's questionable. If anything, the parents should have been on him to the point like, no, you're not going over there. He was over there to protect his friend Carlot or whatever it is. Honestly, that's a situation where he should have stayed his ass at home. But you got the freedom to go wherever you want to go. So it gets kind of complex. But he basically put himself in a situation where, you know, to be honest with you, it's just like what's going on now. With that Alex guy, a female was getting pepper sprayed, and he decided he wanted to jump in there and you know, stop whatever was going on. And the funny part about it, she would have ended up suing ICE, getting her money, and would have told Alex, oh well, thank you for helping me, and going about her business. So, you know, with that Kyle situation, that's the same thing. You inserted yourself in a situation to where, you know, things could potentially go left, and they did go left. Now, with the people that he did shoot, you know, we'd have to break that down and all that stuff. But yeah, man, the thing I can't agree with you on, it seemed like he had no business being over there, and ended up getting into some ish. Yep, Malcolm X warned us about actors and athletes. Yeah, man, like, they're not the people that we should be getting advice from. If that's the case, just shut up and dribble. We don't want to hear what you think about the stock market. Like, you ain't about that. And it was you cheated on your tests, your academic SATs and all that. Yeah, Brian, that's what these people are going to bring in. I do also. Yep, Klasic. Don't forget government cheat. Hey, I heard that whole government cheese situation. Oh man, it's like they had a lot of cheese, and instead of throwing it away, they ended up giving it to the people on the government and stuff. But I think that was like during Ronald Reagan or whatever it is. But yeah, man, underage and cross state lines. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, you do have the right to, you know, travel and all that stuff, but we know the intention of why you went over there. You can't just act like, oh, well, I didn't know what was going on. You knew it was a hostile environment. That's why you brought a gun. That's why you brought a pistol. So, you know, it's very deep, but some people just want to look at things from a certain perspective. And now that let's proceed with this video that we currently watching.
Will go after people who rip off taxpayers nationwide.
So, as Minnesota's industrial fraud schemes spread throughout America and the government cracks down, the mobs are rising up, taking to the streets in America.
I ain't gonna lie, that government cheese had the thickest uneven cheese ever, but it was fire. Yeah, there was an actual cheese reserve, respiratory, and that's what I'm saying. They had all this cheese in this reserve, and instead of throwing it away and stuff like that, they ended up giving it to the people that's on government assistance. And that's the thing. It's like people would think like, oh, well, see, they're looking out for us. They cared and shit. Nah, they just made us believe like, oh, well, you need cheese for this, you need cheese for that. So here's some free cheese. But what they was doing, it was giving it to people at the same time, getting rid of something where they wouldn't come up with a loss for it. And I'm pretty sure other than just giving out the cheese, they had a way to get finances back from that also. Hey, we helped so many people get cheese and X, Y, and Z. We need some money for whatever it is. It's all about money. So either they was in the process of losing money, or they could turn that into a profit to where they make money elsewhere with that.
Scam capital to plunder and destroy everything they can in an attempt to have ICE.
Hey, y'all, they peacefully protested. Shake, man, that stuff probably still in our system. That and the rest of the free commodities. Yeah, that's real talk. Like, at the end of the day, when have they given us anything that was free that didn't have any bullshit with it or whatever? Like, that's why I think the same thing with like Section 8 and everything. It is for people to be in temporary situations when they're in a time of need. But how many generational people that you know that's been on the system because of this free assistance and everything? So it's held a lot of people back more than it helped.
Stop arresting illegal fugitives, as well as their door-to-door raids of fraud strongholds, which some elected officials are mobilizing left field armies to defend at all costs.
They just started marching. It's very loud.
All them white labels on those cans, I'm having flashbacks. What about that? What about the food stamps that came in the little packet? That was actual paper. What you know about that, huh? The paper food stamps. You feel me?
They have drums, they have whistles, they have bullhorns, and the reason is because they are going outside hotels where they believe ICE agents are sleeping.
And when people are disappeared in the darkness, American democracy dies. They are disappearing U.S. citizens. They are disappearing people who have proper documentation. This should not be allowed.
Those aren't calls to peacefully protest. Those are calls to violence, which we have seen every single day. Politicians are celebrating those doing hand-to-hand combat with law enforcement. Somehow they are now martyrs.
Within the last few weeks, Minnesota has become the focal point of one of the most extensive fraud ecosystems exposed in recent history. Billions of dollars diverted through empty daycares, ghost clinics, fleets of unused vans, shell nonprofits, and other schemes that abused federal programs.
Hey, that oil be super separated, bro. It'd be like a thick little layer of this much oil on top of it.
Programs tied to immigration and benefit funding. Around the same time that federal investigators began closing in on these networks and the immigration system that
Hey, I believe that. D-Love.
Enabled them, anti-federal enforcement protesters broke out on the streets. Activist rhetoric quickly reframed federal law enforcement, particularly ICE, not as executing lawful warrants or helping to curb this fraud problem, but as an occupying oppressive force targeting innocent brown neighbors. And it wasn't just fringe.
Yeah, deportation stuff do have something to do with housing also, and that's real talk. Yeah, that's real. Because at the end of the day, like, where are these people going to be housed? They're not going to be on the street, and they're not going to be Beverly Hills. So they're going to be in a hood near you somewhere, taking up your resources. Brian, I still have food stamps.
Activists saying this, the governor, mayor, and other politicians led with this rhetoric. Residents were urged by those same politicians and activists to film ICE agents, block arrests, and resist what was characterized as tyranny.
What's happening in Minnesota right now defies belief. News reports simply don't do justice to the level of chaos and disruption and trauma the federal government is raining down upon our communities. 2,000 to 3,000 armed agents of the federal government have been deployed to Minnesota. Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live. They're breaking windows.
Man, well, Brian, you know what you have to do. Brian, well, you saying that you got them currently, or you still got the paper food stamps? Either or, like, shit, if you still on them now, like, who cares? Like, nobody, that isn't a bad thing. We all need assistance at times, so that ain't nothing. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of. This liar walks. It is crazy with this whole walk stuff. Like, didn't they say like it's a lot of fraud going on, or that propaganda also? But I'm pretty sure, yeah, you definitely want all that stuff going on now, especially if they was accusing you of misplacing. And it's crazy. They said like $1 billion or so. Like, that's like, how is that even possible? He lost weight, said he won't run again, looking stressed out. And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you stepped out. The old paper one, a souvenir. Hey, that's funny. I wish I'd I wonder if you can get that on the market somewhere though. But yeah, that's low-key cool though. Like, cause that was a time and place where that actually did happen, but now everything's electronical and stuff. Yep, he's probably tied to it. Hey, you know, and then they was talking about the lady that we just saw, like that Umar lady. They saying she got $30 million. That's out of nowhere and stuff. So I'll believe that there's a lot of corruption and BS going on. To be honest with you, at the end of the day, I think it's crooked fools on the left and the right. I think D-Love, you made this comment before we got off a live the other day. You were saying like basically it's off the same bird, and that's what it is. We're still dealing with the government, and at the end of the day, the government is crooked. So it don't matter. You think everything is cool on the left, you think everything is cool on the right. It's all from the government. And to be honest with you, like if the government really was to be there for us, they like things could have been cleaned up a long time ago. So they know how to divide us by thinking, oh, well, since it's a Democrat in office, everything is good. Since there's a Republican in office, everything is good. Like, no, both of them full of ish. They both. That's why I'm independent. But nah, man, like, it's just a corrupt system, honestly. Okay, either way, yeah, for sure. Superman is an ICE agent, even though he couldn't complete the physical. Man, hey, speaking of Superman, you heard that the lady that was took over Star Wars and tried to make it all woke and stuff, she quit after she messed up everything. I think they may have removed her from her seat. I think so, but of course they're gonna say, oh, it's because of race and everything. She is loud, ignorant, and disrespectful. She drew attention to herself and the rest. Hey, for real though, and we seen that whole situation where like somebody attacked her or faked attacked her or whatever, allegedly. Like that shit was weird. 2 wings on one bird. Hey, facts. And I like Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? Dean Cain. Oh man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. When he was on a Superman TV show, I thought he was pretty cool, man.
Dragging pregnant women down the street, just plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans. Kidnapping innocent people with no warning and no due process. Let's be very, very clear. This long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. Instead, it's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of Minnesota by our own federal government.
Some of the language reached absurd heights.
Yeah, man. See, that's what they be killing me with their language. They really be having a way with words to where they try to manipulate things. And that's the thing that's low-key that I'm tired of. I said that the other day. Like, it seemed like the people that's on the left, like the Democrats and stuff, they're real good with saying, like, they're real good with camouflaging their intentions in certain words. Like the whole wokeness movement and stuff like that. They knew how to hijack that. The whole Black Lives Matter stuff, they knew how to hijack that. Because yes, if you think about it, Black Lives Matter, but that organization wasn't they didn't give a hot hoot nanny about any black guys. If anything, they'll talk about immigrants, homosexuals, the homosexual lifestyle. They was promoting that because they said they wanted to disrupt the nuclear unit of the family unit, which is man and woman. And then they barely mentioned men at the end of it. So it's like that mission statement got a lot of people attention, and then they had to change it. It's ironic Dean Cain grandparents were put into camps during. That's crazy. And then he ended up being Superman. Like, man, America for real.
It was no longer good enough to call Trump a Nazi. Now the immigrants themselves were Anne Frank, and the activists were being framed as the neighbors who hid Anne Frank in the attic. I mean, this stuff is absolutely preposterous.
We have got children in Minnesota hiding in their houses, afraid to go outside. Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota.
You guys know why Anne Frank had to go into hiding, right? It's because soldiers started to go door to door to demand to see everyone's papers. And if someone's papers said that they were Jewish, they were detained and then transported to a camp.
Right, this stops now. Comparing what ICE are doing in America to what happened to Anne Frank is historically illiterate and morally indefensible. In case anyone needs reminding, what ICE are doing, deporting people who are in the United States illegally, is what with varying degrees every single country in the world does. As for Anne Frank, her and her family were in hiding because the Germans were trying to capture every Jewish person as part of a genocidal plan.
Hey, is he on that Ozempic? Or is that stress? I'm thinking like bro is stressed out. And that's crazy just to think, like, I don't care what type of lifestyle you live. I have no heaven or hell to put you in. Hey, you might think it's wrong that, I'm having sex before marriage and everything. So we all not doing things the right way that we should. But, like, it isn't crazy to put, tampons in the men's bathroom. Like, are you serious? That's crazy. Terror troops equal Gestapo equal ICE agents ? Who the hell is the Gestapo? Because I've been hearing a lot of people mention that, and I'm not going to act like I know everything, but I've been hearing that term used a lot. Okay, one thing I've noticed with my own eyes is a lot of kids are not in school. Are they out of school or just the parents not forcing them to go? Because that is funny, a narrative that they try to use, like a lot of children. Oh, kids are being harmed, they're witnessing this and that. Like, that story that kind of happened not too long ago when they was talking about the stuff that happened in Chicago, to where, it was black kids had to see this and that. So that goes to show you that how did they get there? Why were they in Chicago in this particular area that was predominantly with black folks? It's because they're not going to be in the Beverly Hills of Chicago. They're going to send them to the ghettos. So, it's crazy that they get sent there by one administration. And then when it's time to get these people and pull them out, the kids that's there, they're going to see that. But they were seeing all the other activities that was happening before. So it's like they pick and choose when they care about the kids. It's from all the lying, scamming, covering up. Yeah. That's the only thing he said is true. A lot of kids are not in school. I can say that because I see it with my own eyes. So basically that's the parents' fault. Then if the kids are not in school and shit, the kids don't have more say so than the parents.
To exterminate their entire race. Not the same thing.
While they believed they were fighting federal oppression, they were actually blocking the very people closing in on massive fraud networks, trafficking rings, and widespread benefits abuse. The percentage of illegal immigrants with criminal charges or convictions is debated between 47% and 70%. DHS created a public website showing some of the worst offenders they are arresting. As I scroll, you will see real cases from Minnesota. We have here criminal sexual conduct with a minor, aggravated assault with a weapon, homicide, sexual assault and rape, burglary, fraud, and terroristic threats. These include illegal immigrants from Mexico, Sierra Leone, Somalia, and Laos. Activists who block these arrests have no idea if they are protecting a violent offender or someone with a minor violation. Either way, it's not appropriate. The risk of enabling a dangerous criminal to escape should stop anyone in their tracks. It's devastating any time a person dies, and the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy are heartbreaking. But what makes their deaths especially painful to me is the story they were swept into. They believed they were participating in a moral rescue mission, shielding vulnerable families, resisting oppression, defending their neighbors from injustice. That conviction was cultivated and reinforced by the local government, media, and their peers. It was mirrored back to them until it felt like the only path forward. For them, they weren't just protesting. They were acting out a story they had been taught, that the state, embodied by ICE, was an oppressive, racist institution that hunted down their innocent brown neighbors, and that it was their duty as white allies to stand in the breach.
As a white woman that looks like that poor woman that was shot, let me tell you, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop putting myself in front of Black and brown people to protect them. I'm not going to stop being empathetic. I'm not going to stop going to protest. You have just pissed me off more. Here's the thing. I'm not afraid of you. What I'm afraid of is my children and grandchildren living under fascism.
The world.
All right, Becky. All right. That's the only scene with my own eyes. That's a fact. They offered online if you're scared to send your kids to school, like if ICE pick you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell? Or your kids up, they're home safe. Take this with a couple grains of salt. I read somewhere ICE agents were waiting for certain kids' parents to pick them up from school. If they didn't show, then they would call it child neglect. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Or abandonment, so they would have reason to go after their parents. Now that's crazy. He said the ICE agents were waiting for certain kids' parents to pick them up. So honestly, if the ICE agents was waiting for certain kids' parents, do that mean that, and if the parents didn't pick them up, do that mean that they were illegal? Because I believe if you have your papers and your citizenship, then they shouldn't be targeting you, right? Stay home and get the whole spot pop. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, damn, that's crazy. I have seen them driving around literally their school buildings when I get my girls. Yeah, that's pretty wild. So apparently they must know that damn, that's pretty crazy that they like, well shit, we have to get them at their weakest point. And honestly, on some real stuff, like, if that's something that, and I'm for whatever's right. And if they are in that, if you're illegal, I think the best bet would be to have your kids homeschooled at that point. If you're trying to lay low, they don't care about truancy up here, so that part is not true. I've dealt with them. It's for intimidation. Yeah. Like, that can only be intimidating to the people that's doing stuff illegal, though, right? Roving ban of federal regulated thugs. Roving ban of federal regulated thugs. Yeah, so you just saying like they just on some gangster shit trying to get anybody they can or get people that's illegal. But if they come to the house, grandma, and everybody going, right? Only if you're doing something illegal. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's one thing I get irritated by, and I guess I'm stupid or something, or I just don't believe to a certain extent. But it's like if they're going after people that's over here illegally, what the hell they got to do with us as black people? As far as they're going to get you next. How can they get you next? And I never seen Africa, and you would have to go down there 6 generations, even if I do have family from Africa. But I believe like that's a scare tactic. Oh well, they're gonna get you, and then they're gonna get the illegal people out of here, and then they're gonna get the citizens that's born here out of here. Like, how is that even possible? If you don't hear from me in a couple of days, fool, they ain't coming after you. You pay your taxes, right? Yeah, you straight, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, how they gonna tell me to go back to Africa? And that's a place I've never seen before in my life. So I do believe that even with what they're doing, they're gonna have mistakes that they make. How many times have we seen somebody go to jail for 20, 30 years and then, we made a mistake? They get out and then they end up suing them and they get millions of dollars. So I believe the same situation applies for this. If that was me, if I was Hispanic and I have my papers and I'm legal and all that stuff, and y'all put me through some BS, I'm suing. It ain't no, it's all good, or sorry for what we did. Yeah, y'all gonna have to compensate me. And if y'all have to constantly compensate people millions of dollars for putting them through BS, I'm pretty sure they'll be more selective and not make any more mistakes of the people that they apprehended. So, it's just like, I believe a lot of people that's in this political stuff try to use scare tactics and make people think with their emotions other than logically. This dude's Brian is crazy though. Hence them driving around the school to see intimidate. Right, where they gonna deport us to? Iowa? That's what I'm saying, man. Like, where the hell are we gonna go? And she laughing at Brian, and Brian said, every time I see a white or black panel van, I get nervous. Man, shut the hell up, man. You don't get nervous. Ain't nobody gonna hop out on you, bruh. Man, come on, knock it off, brother. But most of them are running plates and going to specific doors. And that's what I'm saying. Like, but you let Tim Wall said, they going door to door. They going through it's 5 houses on the block. They going through all 5 of them. Not unless all 5 of them are suspicious. Well, come on, man. Like, at the end of the day, we wouldn't be in this situation. And let's not even talk about how many people. Well, we already had that talking point. We all know Obama deported so many people, but people say like it's the way how it's being done. So okay, if that's the case, then that's that. But with Joe Biden, the border was wide open, and honestly, like, it's not even about Hispanics. It's just about the open border, period. To where if anything was to pop off, something could really happen to where a lot of people that came over these open borders could already be on our soil and something devastating happen. Let alone all the D-rugs that they was bringing over here. You got this open border, they bring all type of anything over here without being checked. Brian, my little girls are scared of white vans. Yeah, see, the white vans, it's a different type of white van. And Clowns 2, Scooby-Doo Mystery Van. Let's get back to this video.
Few driving these moments didn't appear out of nowhere. It comes from a deeper ideological current, one that many Americans don't recognize, but immigrants who fled communist regimes spot instantly. For decades, universities and activist spaces have taught a framework rooted in cultural Marxism, the belief that society is divided into oppressor and oppressed groups defined by identity. and that liberation comes through struggle, disruption, and the dismantling of existing institutions. Critical race theory simply applies that logic to race. In that worldview, whiteness becomes the stand-in for the ruling class. People of color, and in this case, immigrants in general, become the designated oppressed class. And white guilt becomes a political resource to be harvested and mobilized. This conditioning creates a very specific psychological posture in white progressives. They are trained to distrust their own instincts, suppress their doubt, and treat their emotions, especially discomfort or confusion, as evidence of complicity. Within that culture, once whiteness is defined as guilt, obedience to the cause of liberation begins to function as a form of virtue. Taking action to further that cause becomes the pathway to absolution, and even a moment's hesitation is reframed as hostility. That's why at the protests happening in Minneapolis right now, you see moments like this.
Yeah, this stuff is very deep. Very deep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Brian talking about clowns and stuff, man.
So I mean, I'm just walking around kind of just dayside because I was like, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. It feels kind of wrong being here in some way. I don't know why.
And why do you think, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, like, where that stems from. Like, I mean, part of it is being like a white woman that I'm privileged and I have a lot of privilege. So I feel like white tears are not always something that's helpful or necessary when Black and brown people have been experiencing this for a long time. This isn't new for them. And so I don't know if that makes any sense.
Here's a woman who is clearly distressed, yet she believes she has no right to her
white tears aren't accepted. That's a new one.
Own feelings. She's been taught that her emotions are suspect, her presence is questionable, and that white tears themselves are a form of harm. And yet she also believes she must be there because her whiteness makes her complicit unless she's performing solidarity. Her confusion isn't accidental. It is the intended outcome of a worldview that destabilizes identity, induces shame, and then channels that shame into activism. No one had to command her to show up. The ideology did that on its own. This is exactly what Xi Van Fleet, who survived Mao's communist revolution in China, has been warning America about for years. She recognized the pattern in the BLM protests of 2020 and now in Minnesota instantly. The moral re-education, the struggle sessions, the pressure to confess privilege, the demand to prove loyalty through public action, and of course, the mass destruction. In her words, this isn't simply activism. This is Marxist revolution playing.
Man, what in the world? Hamburger. Side. J. Edgar Hoover said they will be separated by just this. Hey, and you know about that Hoover guy. Like, that dude was something else.
Out in cultural form.
And in every protest, so-called protest, since BMM and in 2020, we always find communist flag and banners among the protesters. This is a communist revolution. I say that we had Marxist cultural revolution in this country for a long time, but this time in Minneapolis, it is communist insurrection.
Well, Peter, you wrote a whole book about how China is infiltrating the United States, the silent coup, and this has Chinese fingerprints all over it, in my view. And it's not like you're going to have a direct line to the CCP, but given what you've witnessed and the revolutionary goals on the websites of some of these organizations, what's your sense?
Yeah, there's no question there's an international component to it, and China's involved. There's an organization linked to the CCP in China called the Center for the Study of Marxist Parties in Foreign Countries. And what they do is they track these political activities, and they've been running articles, analyses on their website in China, which is restricted, talking about color revolutions in the United States and how it might happen. They cover groups like the Party for Socialism and Liberation. They cover groups like the Freedom Road Socialist Organization, both who are neck deep in this action in Minneapolis and involved in many other protests.
This is the logic that many protesters have absorbed from years of progressive identity politics. The ethos is simple. Your worth as an ally is proven by how far you're willing to go to interrupt state power and defend the oppressed. That is the conditioning that swept Renee and Alex into a confrontation that cost them their lives. The messaging has been explicit for years. The movement doesn't want any more allies. It wants accomplices, and that's what it got.
Man, everybody acting confused even after voting Trump said he was going to do this. Man.
Take over a whole country in 3 easy steps. Step 1, ramp up the immigration. 1 million a year, 2 million a year, as much as possible. You're doing this to attract the necessary sponsors from the business and property sector. Because what happens when there's more of something? It's worth less. So the big business sector loves an inflated labor pool, means they can pay everybody less. And all those immigrants need to live somewhere, increasing the demand for property where supply is limited. So property development firms, big property owners and leasers, they can jack up the price of property and increase rents. Suddenly everything's selling for 10 times more than it should be. And whoever's opening the floodgates, these fat cats are going to figure it out and throw a lot of money at them to keep the immigration coming in. You just scored for yourself the richest sponsors in the land. Now you've got superior financial resources, greater advertising and campaigning power. Step 2, find a way to convert all of those immigrants into citizens as quickly as you can. The idea is to make voters out of them, but you want to do this fast, or the existing working class you're replacing might figure out what you're doing and try to hold you accountable. And you really don't want that because you're basically committing treason here. Use bureaucratic loopholes like fast-tracked permanent residency visas or some other bullshit. Just make them into voters and do it quickly. Step 3, advertise yourself as the multicultural option. Make the immigrants feel like you're the party that represents them and you're the only logical choice for them. They all vote for you and voila. Within 2 to 3 years, you just imported a whole new ethnic voting bloc in the millions, which is putting you leagues ahead of the other parties. You just turned the country into a single-party state you can rule with an iron fist. No more of that annoying democracy where you actually had to have a valid idea and argue its merits. Don't worry about that anymore. You can just do whatever you want now. You can censor the internet, throw your political opponents in jail. You just took over a whole country and you did it through immigration and calling people racists.
Yep, there you
Like, that don't sound familiar? That didn't just happen the last previous administration? That sounds like the playbook.
go. That was a perfect analysis of the Biden administration and any
See, that's what I'm saying.
other Democrats that get in office in the future.
Democrat leadership has long understood that political power grows when people depend on state-managed benefits. Under Joe Biden, that model expanded nationwide. Although open borders were framed as compassion, in practice, they created a population whose survival is tied to public assistance. As immigration expanded, federal systems began issuing Social Security numbers, Medicaid enrollment, and broad eligibility for public aid at levels that stunned auditors. When your housing, food, medical care, and legal status all depend on the state, political allegiance becomes a survival instinct. For the Democrat base, the mechanism looked different. Their loyalty wasn't material. It was psychological. This is where you see the constant pump of fear of the right or fear of fascism on the left. For the average person on the left, even if they hate their Democrat leader, any shift in power could mean Nazi rule. And when the same party controls most of legacy media, that fear is easy to sustain. Crisis and impending doom becomes the message. Dependence becomes the leash. And that's how you have both groups being held together by the same mechanism. And then you have maybe one of the most important parts of all of this, the election fraud that no one on the left seems to want to talk about.
We found 20 million dead people marked as alive.
Now, when it comes to this part, I wonder how much of this is true. Because one thing that dude Trump was talking about, we found all these people that was getting these assistance and all this stuff. So what happened to that check that they were supposed to be sending us, for the rebate from tariffs and all that stuff? Because that's what they're saying. They're saying like, we made so much money from tariffs, you should get some type of discount. So it was supposed to be a check for like $1,600. I ain't see that. So that's some bullshit. You feel me?
The Social Security database. This is so crazy.
We found 1.3 million of them already on Medicaid, as an example. We've gone through on every benefit program we went through, we found groups from this particular group of people, this 5.5 million people in those benefit programs. And then what was really, really disturbing us was why. And we found people here registered to vote in this population, yes.
And who did vote?
Human
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you see what I'm saying, D-Love? They was talking all that. Oh, yeah, we found all this money for this. We're about to give y'all a check, but that where the hell that go? I'm about to get my own taxes from what I put in. So it's like, that's bullshit.
Traffickers made $13 to $15 billion off of this. Okay? That's the money that's going around the world, moving people around the world to our borders because of these incentives. How does it work? What happens? Hey, if you're in Africa and you're in Central America, you got to walk up through Mexico, through Central America. Who do you pay? You pay the narcos, you pay the traffickers.
If the machine behind the Kamala puppet had won, then they would have actually legalized all those people, and there would be no swing states.
Elections in America turn on a razor-thin margin. 42,918 votes determined the 2020 election. Less than 78,000 determined the 2016 election. And many of you won't remember this, but 537 votes in Florida decided the 2000 election. You don't need millions of fraudulent votes to turn an election. You need hundreds, maybe thousands. This is why Minnesota has become such a battleground.
It's done. A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
Driver's license for all. Like, that don't sound like no bull-ish, huh? Well, which one do you want, check or Epstein file? Give me the check. Man, people are, what? Irksome? Give me the check. We already know who's in the Epstein file. Give me the check. I'll take that. What you want? You want the check or you want the Epstein files? I can't put a down payment on no car with no files. You heard me?
So we give driver's licenses to anyone here. You don't have to be a citizen. You don't have to, which is a photo ID. So if someone comes in, they register, they have the driver's license, but they have an incorrect social or no social or whatever. So then they become incomplete. But if they walk in to vote with their driver's license, does that make them all of a sudden now okay?
Mr. Linnell.
Madam Chair, so the designation on the roster for someone whose registration had been incomplete, if they present the election judge with that acceptable identification document, that would clear the challenge from the roster and they would be permitted to cast a ballot.
Anderson? Well, okay,
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yep, I remember that. How is that say if you can't speak the language, read it, or understand the signs? Hey, for real. Then they have the nerve to be outraged when they get in the accident. Man, my ex just got in an accident by somebody that's older and stuff, didn't have none of this stuff. Like, yeah, a lot of that stuff has effects down the line, but a lot of people don't think like down the line. Yet I had to take the written test again last year to get my life. Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. The Trump Gold Card. Man, what the hell that Trump Gold Card got anything? Hell no, there ain't no get out of jail free card. And then honestly, you talk about the Trump Gold Card, didn't they say you got to pay like, you got to donate $1 million and then a $15,000 application fee? Well, shit, if you're spending that much money, and shit, I mean, you need a card. But that's basically something for the elite, though. Like, who do you know have $1 million laying around to donate? And then on top of that, it's like, well shit, honestly, the $15,000, the contract fee or whatever, that's nothing. But who has $1 million to give up? But that's a crazy idea just to start off with anyway, though.
Your problem, potentially. So thank you.
So just to clarify, someone who is not a citizen but presents a driver's license at that point in the process could be permitted to vote.
In 2020, a shift of just 30 to 50,000 votes would have flipped the state. In a population of less than 6 million, that is microscopic. Now compare that with the current demographic reality. 95,000 to 130,000 undocumented immigrants are in Minnesota today. Over 520,000 foreign-born residents in total. These populations are heavily concentrated in sanctuary jurisdictions like Minneapolis, St. Paul. In these
that's a lot of people. All these separate rules without legislation. Yeah, man, which is wild.
Regions, local policies block cooperation with ICE and create exactly the administrative weaknesses federal auditors keep warning about. This is where many people instinctively reach for the emotional exception. But what about the crying grandmother being detained? What about the good immigrants?
The fact that ICE used a 5-year-old boy, Liam Ramos, detained a 5-year-old boy to bait his father into coming out. The fact that ICE barged into the house of an elderly U.S. citizen and dragged him out of the shower in Minneapolis in his underwear in 14-degree weather. So if you want...
Dragged them out the shower in their underwear? So you know they lying. Who wear underwear while they showering? But this is the view. Like, these females, I swear, like, the only reason why I watch clips from the View is just to see, because I like to see what everybody have to say, but they really be on some dumb-ish. No, you media are using the little boy. See, that's why I know that they lying, because they just said that they took the grandfather out well, I ain't even gonna make a joke on that, but yeah, they just said, didn't they say that the dude was in the shower and he took him out in draws?
The fact that ICE barged into the house of...
And I ain't gonna lie, 9 times out of 10, if they pull you out, it's very rare that they, hey, wait, let me put my shoes on it. It's like, nah, you're coming as you are, basically.
An elderly U.S. citizen and dragged him out of the shower in Minneapolis in his underwear in 14-degree weather. So if you want accountability, you need to get this rage, channel it to the ballot box, and make sure that Democrats win the midterms so that there is congressional oversight and there is accountability.
If you get stuck on the melody, or if you just feel like...
Man, it's called The View for a reason. It's their view. And what they say go, like, that's crazy. They ain't be talking about nothing.
And those images are heartbreaking, but they're also strategic. That grandmother is a pawn in the same machine. Her hardship is leverage for votes, for funding, and most importantly, to manipulate you, just like Renee and Alex were manipulated. The tearful grandmother is her own kind of manufactured martyr. The Democrats, the activists, the politicians don't care about her. She is reduced into a symbol deployed to overwhelm your empathy, redirect your outrage, and keep you from seeing the structure behind her suffering. Her pain and exploitation are real, but the anger surrounding her is being pointed at the wrong target.
I've been seeing this graphic and story being shared a lot about ICE detaining a 5-year-old Minnesotan boy as he was coming home from school, and it's time to debunk this narrative. The official Democrats page posted this. In Minneapolis, ICE arrested a 5-year-old coming home from preschool and tried to use him as human bait. His teacher described him as a, quote, bright young student, end quote. These monsters are sick, with a picture of the little boy. And of course, now that the story is being posted everywhere and people are literally running with the narrative that ICE is abducting children off the street, the Department of Homeland Security decided to clear the situation up. They write, ICE did not target a child. The child was abandoned. On January 20th, ICE conducted a targeted operation to arrest Adrian Alexander Corneo Arias, an illegal alien from Ecuador who was released into the U.S. by the Biden administration. They go on to say that as agents were approaching the driver, Arias, he fled on foot, abandoning his child. For the child's safety, one of the ICE officers remained with the child while the other officers apprehended Corneo Arias. They explain further that parents are asked if they want to be removed with their children, or ICE will place the child with a safe person that the parent designates, and that this has been consistent with past administrations' immigration enforcement. So now, instead of telling you the truth, the Democrats are posting that ICE arrested a 5-year-old coming home from preschool and that they tried to use him as human bait. The governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, is saying that masked agents are snatching preschoolers off the street and sending them to Texas detention centers. None of them are choosing to tell the truth, which is that this 5-year-old's father entered the country illegally, knew he was in this country illegally, and when he was confronted by ICE, he chose to abandon his 5-year-old. On top of that, ICE under the current administration handled this situation in a way in which I would hope ICE under any administration would handle this situation.
That misdirection
She just said it. That misdirection, that narrative that they push out there. Oh, you know they're doing it. Like that's the shit that be killing me. But they be so quick to point out other no, go protest at the Capitol, stay in thieves' face as they walk in, greet them when they leave. We pay them. Hey, that's real shit. That's real stuff though. Wait for it. Oh yeah, I saw it. And there you go. Yeah, man. So it's like excuse me, they full of SHIT.
Is the point. And now people are literally putting their bodies on the line to defend a system that exploits all of them, migrants, activists, and voters alike.
When you look at the different groups that are kind of supporting what's going on with these anti-ICE protests, that is textbook, is it not? To make this seem like this is much more widespread than it is?
Absolutely. They want to make it look like organic. Yeah, in a way it is, because they have control over our educational system for so long that they have an army of useful idiots. And this time it's a little bit different. This time, I think what we see in the Minneapolis is almost like a CCP's death squad. Those people like Alex Pretty, I think they are ready to give their life, put their body on the line and give their life for the cause. And of course, for the Democratic Party, they want to see more of them. They make martyrs of them. That's exactly what the CCP did during their revolution to take over China, and later Mao's Cultural Revolution to take over the CCP for himself to get his absolute power.
Chaos has always been the plan and serves an essential role. It obscures evidence, derails investigations.
Of course, you need chaos to get what you want. That's why I believe that they paint whatever narrative that they paint. If people aren't in this hysteria, then they can't push their narrative. Like now, that's why they got a lot of people riled up to where they can't think for themselves.
Investigations, freezes accountability, and keeps the public emotionally scrambled. And nothing accelerates the chaos faster than a body on the pavement. Manufactured martyrdom always follows a script. First, emotional urgency is created. Then, empathy is weaponized. Next, catastrophic narratives are pushed. After, civilians are steered towards confrontation where escalation is expected. And before a single shot is fired, the cycle is already in motion. The panic is built, the crowd is primed, the storyline is waiting for a body to fill it. When tragedy arrives, exactly as the architects anticipate, the same people who stirred the frenzy move in instantly to harvest. Renee and Alex were swept into that same current. Their corpses were converted into narrative fuel.
And the reason why I agree with what she's saying, well, for the outcome of what happened, you know, they out there, quote unquote, call themselves protesting and stuff. And I do believe, now you can see them out there protesting or doing whatever they're doing for whatever cause that they believe in. But I do believe that they were part of those groups that knew where ICE was at, to where they would go, and I guess they call them ICE antagonizers. So I'm sure that they was in these groups to where they knew where ICE was at, to where they can go over there and antagonize them.
Within minutes, and the public conversation snapped into the same predictable theater. Was the shot justified? Who was in the wrong? Is this a Second Amendment issue? Suddenly, the thing that happened.
And that's the thing that killed me. Like, I don't want to debate about the simple stuff that we know. It's like, yes, nobody needs to be shot. You know, things shouldn't happen the way that they happen. But we do have to question, how did we get here? And it isn't just, oh, well, Trump is this and that. Then where were they at when with the whole situation with, you know, Joe Biden just letting people come over here freely? And then they be so hateful to the point to where they don't even care about the young people that lost their lives, like the Lake and Rowley and stuff. Like, if you seen when Trump just got elected and everything, and then they had like some type of Congress congressional meeting to where there was, you know, the Lake and Rowley mother was there, that boy DJ that had cancer, and you know, there's, oh, we're gonna make you an honorary police officer. They didn't clap for that. It's, oh, well, he's just using him for a narrative. So they only care about when somebody get injured or unalived when it's somebody that's on their side. But if it's somebody that they talking about, oh, they got assaulted, by a illegal immigrant. Oh well, they act like they don't care about it, and that's the crazy part. And comparing her to Breonna Taylor, who was in her house minding her business, and that's another thing. Like, how they try to. I'm not even gonna go that far because I'm about to say like how they try to justify. They try to say like how black people had to deal with slavery. Like that's the same thing that transgender people have to go through, and I disagree with that. But it's crazy how the same people that's basically was happy that Charlie Kirk got unalived. Those the same people that's supposed to be sad that Renee Good passed away. So it's just like if you're sympathetic for people losing their lives, you should feel that way all on both sides, regardless. People are human, and they will say that well, Charlie Kirk, he was hateful and like he's some Klansman or something. Now, it's a lot of things that I don't agree with everybody 100% with anything, but that's crazy. They was like say her name. Nope. Hey, I seen something recently on Instagram when they was talking about for Black History Month, and they was talking about, man, I'm gonna have to see if I can find that. But I had to like that. It showed all the black people that got unalived by police officers, and they talking about this is for Black History Month. Then why the hell that they have Renee Good and Alex in there? Where do I go to my likes? Like videos. Because I saw that and I was like, what the hamburger is going on? Wait, what is it here? Okay, no, I'm gonna have to find it, but that really threw me for a loop. I'm like, how? I agree, feel the same way all around. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Man, Jesus, take the wheel and pump the brakes, please, Lord. Immediately.
Becomes the hyper focus of the week. And conveniently, it distracts, it inflames, and it keeps hysteria alive. And for the next Renee and the next Alex, they are terrified, disoriented. For them, this reinforces the belief that Trump is Hitler and that federal agents are hunting civilians and that they might be next unless they hurry into the streets.
We were at home, in our posh home in Edina, and we were watching the news and learned that there was another shooting here. And we were just like, I can't stand this anymore. I can't stand what's happening here. So we came out immediately, and I happened across this woman. She was in the moment of having a panic attack. And I walked up and I gave her a huge hug. And I just said to her, I said, we got this. This is when we show our resolve as a city because we're better than this. We are under attack by this administration right now, and this is not okay.
Meanwhile, the oppression they fear is being engineered, not by their imagined enemies, but by the very political networks manipulating their confusion.
Yeah, the same people that tell them to go out, we need to do this X, Y, and Z. It's funny, I seen Tim Walz telling people, hey, this is what we need to do, but you saying that from your gated wall and you got security behind you.
This was all preventable. It was also predictable. And yes, manufactured. We are all being played. And unless we wake up, it will continue. So to my old friends I used to march with in 2020.
Wait, hold on. The crazy part is the lady he was trying to help was pulling away from him. Hey, I'm telling you, man, if he wouldn't have lost his life and she would have sued and was awarded some money, you think she would have gave that nigga a dime? Hell no. She'd have been, oh, well, thank you, sir. Thank you for being so kind. Chivalry isn't dead. Interesting how she emphasized posh home. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. It's like you don't have ish to do with this situation, but you're inserting yourself and you feel like it's your right to do stuff. I think that's like when you come from a privileged situation, especially posh. You know, I can understand like people that's in the ghetto or don't have much riled up, you know, but if you got your life in order and stuff, it's like, come on now. Those are the people that be staying out the way. No, she wouldn't have probably would have. Yeah, it would have been on some afterthought. Oh yeah, a guy did help, but she had been counting her bucks and all that. Well, here's a 20. Like, man, come on now. It is honestly on some real stuff. It sucks that how that situation unfolded. The dude, if honestly on some real stuff, if he'd have minded his business and didn't try to be Captain Save him, he possibly still could have been here. You know, but I guess if was the fifth, we'll all be drunk. You know. It's just it's very unfortunate that a lot of these people are losing their lives over a cause that they feel is for them, but they'll just be used as a martyr and it be on to the next person. Like these same people that lost their lives today, they'll be forgotten within a week or so. Let the narrative change as far as what else is important going on. Oh yeah. Remember so and so? This isn't something that they're gonna be chanting and saying their name forever. They don't even talk about Breonna Taylor like that. So it's like, if you die for a cause that won't die for you.
We have lived through this before. We thought we were fighting for justice.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'd have been like more amped because I remember like when all the George Floyd stuff was going on, I went down there, passed out some waters and stuff like that. But it's like, this type of thinking, like, oh, this fight is my fight and all that. That's that younger side of me. You know, feel like, oh, we're doing what's the right thing. But now that I'm older and I know more, I ain't no fucking fool. And I'm not about to be used as no damn tool. You feel me? That's a bar. I need to get my bars together. Yeah, you got a challenge, Brian. You got a challenge, man. I'm about to write something too. But no, honestly, in all honesty, be careful of the movements that you are behind. Because the question is, are them movements going to be behind you when you get wrapped up in a situation like that?
But in reality, we amplified
peaceful protesting, y'all. We saw images of a peaceful protest.
Information. We scapegoated the police. We enabled criminals and helped fuel destruction.
And another thing. You know, people talk about January 6th and all that, the insurrection. Yeah, I don't think people should have been over there. I think it did like start peacefully. And then it just amped up to where, you know, people started basically like, let's say, rioting. So what's the difference between this type of stuff? Where they burning stuff on fire, running up in stores. Like both of them aren't justified. But, you know, you got people, oh, well, you know, it's different. And I do believe the Capitol, that shouldn't be a place to where people are going through. But for the most part, you saw a lot of people walking through the shit. You know, then you had some people acting crazy, but, you know, let them tell it. Everybody was just super belligerent. And Donald Trump told them, hey, go over there and start a riot. I would say, you know, he told the people to go over there. And then you can tell you people are gonna say, well, you know, with him telling them to go over there, that means, you know, he wanted things to start or whatever. So, you know, that's where we'll differ in the conversation. Out of towners, yeah. You know, them insurgents, them plants in there. You know, just like January 6th, yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, I'm calling it a night, early and long day tomorrow. Only bar I'm working on is this Snicker bar. Man, if you don't get out of here, man. Hey, I appreciate you pulling up, Brian, though. We're only gonna be on here a couple minutes more. You know, the video almost done. So, but show, Brody, hey, take care of yourself, and then I'll holler at you, man. aka disrespectful, uninvited house guests. Hey, for real though.
In our own neighborhoods. And the people who gained the most.
Peaceful protest, y'all. Peaceful protest. And it's crazy, like, you know, during that whole George Floyd stuff, you would ask them, hey, man, what you over here? Oh, we doing this for Rodney King. Like, nigga, what? Later, Pete. Later, bro. Later, Brody. Yeah, man.
Activists, politicians, media figures walked away with bigger platforms, book deals, and careers. The hundreds.
Yeah, and let's not even start on Patrice Coolers or Colors, whatever her name is.
Hundreds of people who paid the price were the ones on the ground. Dozens died, hundreds went to prison, and thousands got swept up into radicalized cult-like mindsets that still hold them captive today.
Oh, my bad. She just got a big ass nose. I was looking for like the septum piercing though.
And for what? Nothing improved.
Oh, she got it. She got it with the colored hair. It looked nice on her, but you know, it's something about people that dye their hair purple and got these nose rings and then an excessive amount of tattoos. That's what they really want to get Rodney King right, man. The SPC. Man, don't mess with the SPC, y'all. They deadly, very deadly.
Proved. Nothing was saved.
Imagine being able to build.
Yeah, man, them people do not play about theirs. Okay. And they all love Cardi. I'm about to say they all love, they used to love Nicki until she flipped.
And everything is tangibly worse. And now the cycle is repeating. The confusion you feel today isn't
what the hell are they doing?
Because this is actually a complicated situation.
What in the no seasoning is going on? What in the world? Yes, the SPCs. Watch out.
It comes from trusting the same media outlets.
This lady right here, man, I swear, she gets paid millions of dollars to spread hate.
Intellectuals, influencers, and political figures that have spent the last decade distorting reality. And whether that's been about Trump, the right, COVID, race, gender, politics, policies, you've caught them in at least 100 lies.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar claiming the Justice Department and Congress probing her sudden skyrocketing wealth to $30 million in just 1 year.
$30 million in just 1 year? Yeah, man, for real though. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you got to question it. Oh, well, the man, they do it all the time. Like, come on, y'all. That can't be the answer. Just because somebody else do something wrong, if you do something wrong, also, you're doing something wrong. Like, simple.
That they have a problem with her living the American dream.
There's another word for it called crooked. And that's why we have to have an investigation into this. As you know, the Biden administration started examining her finances and then that of her husband. And so surprise, surprise, that investigation went nowhere. But it's amazing how people can go into Congress and then be.
And another person, they don't really talk about her, but Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi. How are you up there with Warren Buffett as far as like damn near the top stock traders and stuff? You got inside information, aka from your husband, allegedly. But they don't want to talk about that either.
Become these entrepreneurial investing geniuses where they come in. She had under $1,000 of net worth and her husband didn't have much. And suddenly now they're multimillionaires.
You are confused because you are still choosing to listen to the liars. You are overwhelmed because the sources you rely on contradict reality. You're anxious because the narratives you've been fed never match the outcomes. You're depressed because you are being controlled by fear. But instead of questioning the sources that have been exposed again and again, you keep clinging to them tighter, convinced that this time the liars must be telling the truth because Trump is just so unlikable and because the right is just it's the worst of two evils. But how far will you go down the road of the lesser of two evils before you realize that you're actually just on a road of evil? So yes, people are confused right now. Things are feeling confusing.
Peaceful. This is all peaceful.
But confusion isn't the same thing as innocence. There was confusion in 2020 because we didn't fully understand what we were involved in. But in 2026, if you're still confused, it's willful because you refuse to look into the lies that are being acted out in front of your face.
My New Year's resolution is to radicalize myself even further. I will stay in my echo chamber. I will get more and more mad about the compounding worstness of my life and everyone else's until eventually I will explode.
At this point,
see, he's saying it himself. He want to be in the echo chamber of people that agree and think just like him. And you know what? To each his own. Go ahead, but don't get mad at the results that you get. I'm more the type of person that want to be around people that can actually question my thoughts to where it makes me sharper. Not someone that's basically like the homie was saying earlier, like yes men, because yes men don't get you anywhere.
everyone stepping into these confrontations knows exactly how the last round ended. The only difference is that now, because of denial, the networks driving this chaos are stronger, wealthier, and more entrenched than ever. They will not protect you. They will not stand beside you. They will not take responsibility for you. They will watch from a safe distance and elevate your death as content. And once your death stops generating clicks and engagement, they will move on to the next person who falls for the call. You are surrounded by information now. You can see the pattern. You can trace the lies. You know who has been exposed and how many times. Choosing blindness now is not innocence. It is allegiance to people who have made it clear that your life is expendable to them.
But Peter, what the creative types, apparently they don't know their history. Because what happened to the artists and the writers and the poets and the thinkers in the Cultural Revolution? What happened to them all?
Yeah, they were all dead pretty quick.
So I want to ask you openly, what are you willing to die for? Who are you willing to die for? Are you prepared to lay down your life for criminals you've never met? For fraud networks that stole from your own community? For politicians who would never risk a single hair on their own heads, yet ask you to risk everything? In 2020, none of us understood the full picture. In 2026, you do. You see what's happening. You know what this is. You know how it ends. You just have to open your eyes. So here's the choice in front of you. The same choice we all face eventually. Stay inside the narrative they've built for you, or wake up. Open your eyes.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was a very good piece by The Mirror, critically reflecting the left. And I'd advise y'all to check this person out, subscribe to their channel. They got a lot of material that's very important. Yeah, 100, man, for real. Like, and it's crazy that a lot of people are they put themselves in this position. But you know, hey, we believe what we want to believe. A lot of the times we think what we're doing is right and it's for a moral cause, but at the end of the day, a lot of us are being set up and played. And I think a lot of people still stay where they're at because nobody want to admit when they're wrong. And it's not a good feeling to admit that you were just played in a situation. So, you know, that's why some people double down. And that's why we're in a situation where we're in now. Like, nobody seems like they're willing to say that they're wrong for whatever that they think. And like I said, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. And yes, I think she was on point with a lot of stuff. I'm going to have to check out more of her material. And, you know, like, I'm down to hear, like, and that's what I'm saying. There's two different examples. The women that's on The View, they have their narrative to where they think whatever type of way that is. But this woman that was doing this piece, she had the way that she think, you know. And the questions that she's raising were very, very thought-provoking. It made a lot of sense and stuff. So people need to be aware of what they're joining. Because some of this stuff's starting to look like a cult, honestly. But hey, D-Love, Set in the West, Brian, Barbara J, Man, all y'all that pulled up, I appreciate y'all. Matter of fact, Golden. But this is gonna be a wrap for the night. We did 3 hours tonight, and I hope y'all enjoyed everything. Yep, I've been done with the view. Yeah, man. They ain't been the same since Barbara Walters passed. Because it is, yeah, for sure. But hey, man, I appreciate all y'all. Y'all have a good night. I got my schedule that I'm working on. I'm gonna get that together, and then shit, y'all gonna be seeing me soon, man. So I'm about to make a video about a couple of other topics that we talked about, and yeah, y'all gonna see it. So check it out. For sure, D Love. You take care too. All right, peace.